what? I'm not a yes man. Welcome to the final in game for Play USA. This is Kiprios for the best better. What's up?
I am Jimmy the Bag. Will Bridget Case win it all? Season 1 is on the line. Will she be $1,500 richer? She won the K for winning the regular season. Is she going to sweep the board and be our best better?
She has a $1,440 lead right now. The bets are in. We will get to them shortly, but this is it, folks. We have given 5 people $1,000 each with the sole purpose of finding who can make the most money through these trials and tribulations. And we had a regular season where there's minimum and maximum bets. Then we are in the playoffs. We have lost one soldier on the battlefield. David Tuchman is no longer with us. He broke his bank, but we've got 4. And as I said, we've got one horse that has galloped way out in front, Jimmy the Bag, and Bridget Case is there. So we have got some long shots. She has got a massive, massive lead. But as we have seen in this competition, Jimmy, anything can and will happen.
Yeah, she has a $1,335 lead on Big Shot Bob Guiney. Big Shot Bob Guiney. And, you know, Bob has a huge NBA parlay today. I don't mean to lie. I don't know why I'm laughing. It's a 7-teamer, you know, and he's going for the big score. Big Shot Bob Guiney, and he's got it. He's got a sorry, did I say 7? I meant 6-teamer. Celtics, Bucks, Suns, Kings, Pistons, Nuggets. What could go wrong?
Nothing.
What could go wrong? So I'm excited about the possibility of Bob Guiney getting in, but he's going to need Bridget, who's got 3 or 4 bets to going tonight, to fall back. Dennis Garcia in the chat. It is great to see you, Dennis, my man. Great handicapper. But let's start with a review of where we stand. Now, also the mandatory game tonight that we will be live betting is none other than the Phoenix Suns, number 1 in the conference, going to number 2 in the Western Conference, Memphis Grizzlies. But these Memphis Grizzlies are sitting. John Morant's hurt, but they're sitting huge stars in this game. So this spread was a wild ride. It opened at 2.5, quickly moved all the way up to 8.5. And is now settled at 7 or 7.5, depending on where you shop. So that is our big game. And because of this roster movement, I was very uncomfortable betting it. Yep. Very, very uncomfortable putting a pregame bet in. I do have 3 bets in the NBA tonight. This is not one of them. I know that we want to put in parlays, and I was just like, look, Kip, I don't have a feel for this game. Because one thing that we have seen is we've seen teams minus their stars step up in this situation, and we saw it recently with the Boston Celtics almost beating the Raptors without Jaylen Brown, without Jason Tatum, without Williams, without Robert Williams. I mean, their stars were not on the floor, and they took us to overtime. So it makes me very, very uncomfortable. This game makes me very uncomfortable.
Yeah, I think so did it happen? Did the news come out today that Memphis has got number 2 locked up? Is that official, or did I read that wrong? That mathematically they're pretty locked into number 2. So unable to catch Phoenix and then unable to be caught. What a run that both of these teams have been on. I think they're both 9-1 in their last 10. And when you and I looked at this game, and we circled it because of what had been going on and just like the destiny for these 2 teams in the West to clash. And, you know, the majority of the action and the excitement has been in the East this year. The West has been, you know, somewhat not disappointing, but just like not as crazy as the East. And yeah, when the news came out, the line jumped way down, it sunk. And, yeah, and I understand why you are gun shy, whereas me, I'm just like, I just want to get something in to be able to watch the game. But you're right. We always have bullets to fire in the chamber, and I think that we'll figure out what the pace is happening and how it looks. I think book is 27.5, which I thought was a little bit high, considering just like some of the individual players, but I don't know. I haven't fired on this game yet either. It
You're
would.
absolutely right, though. The Memphis Grizzlies have clinched the second seed. They are 6 games up with 5 to play. So
Yeah.
you're absolutely right. They have clinched the second seed in the West, and they're resting everybody for this big showdown, which is did surprise me. We need to talk about where we stand right now
Please.
in the best better. That's a crucial. But I would like you to know that I am on the Washington Wizards, who are at +8. They have an 11-point lead in the first quarter over the Dallas Mavericks.
Wow. And you've got the 8 points?
Yes, I'm on the Wizards +8. So that makes me feel pretty good. Makes me feel pretty good, pretty relaxed. Things change so fast.
Oh my God.
We live bet the Clippers game, Paul George's first game back, and we live, so I had Clippers pregame, and I got on the Clippers twice during the show, and I'm sitting there with a little over 300 and then on the Clippers, and they were down 26 points.
Yeah, man.
15 minutes left, and I just given up. I guess I just wanted a grilled cheese, and I went and ate a grilled cheese, and I was just like, now they all call it. This is going to live with me for the rest of my life. Everybody asking if I need a grilled cheese all through the show today. But then the huge comeback came, and we lost our minds. We went bananas. We just went bonkers. Capping is such a cruel mistress, but it's also such a sexy one at times. And also, the sports is so unbelievable, and it'll never become normal to me. Like, it's always going to be the most magical thing ever. And what I was kind of playing on, and I know we got to go over where everything is, but the last couple nights, the finality of the final shot will never cease to be the most magical thing. So I was at live for Spurs Grizzlies on Wednesday night.
Yep.
The Spurs, Keldon Johnson had a chance to win the game. They were down 18 points.
20? Yeah, I was going to say, I thought they were down 20. Yeah, that's right.
I believe they might have been down 20, but I know they were down 18, like late in the third. And I cashed on them +8.5 and 11.5 live. But Keldon Johnson had a chance to win that game with a last final shot by the shot. And, there's a full crowd at AT&T Center cheering him on. He takes a shot and he misses, and it's over. That fast. Go home. You lost. We all lost. He can't believe it. The fans can't believe it. And the finality is so unbelievable. And also happened with Texas A&M in the NIT finals against Xavier. Xavier gets that big bucket with 3.6 seconds left, and Texas A&M runs the length of the floor and gets a good shot away, and it just didn't cash, and then it's just over. You're at Madison Square Garden. You just lost the finals at NIT, and it's over. Go home. The finality of it is just, it'll never cease to knock me off my feet. I just think it's so magical. I love it.
Well, it's sports, and it's perfect. And again, with basketball, people who are not traditionalists or not even like enthusiasts, they look at it and they go, you only need to watch the last 2 minutes, which to me is bullshit. Lots of times, would you ever pick up a book and take it at the ending? And just be like, okay, so happily ever after, or whatever, or the king dies. The drama is baked within, especially when there's action. And I truly feel somebody who is just a casual bettor, the closest that you can get is when you do have when you've got snaps on a game. The game in and of itself is obviously great, and it's fun, and it's beautiful to watch. But when you invest yourself into it, it's one investment as a fan, and that generally is going to supersede a lot of things. But when you actually have money on it as well, it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. But yeah, I love to see it. I love to see it unfold. I love the drama, a comeback story. You've said this too in the past, where there's a lot of shit that's fictitious that you just does not interest because it doesn't captivate you the way that these real live dramas of these gladiators squaring off against one another, what these skills, these like the best of the best in these fields that have gone through these incredible filters to be able to get to a place where they're multimillionaires and whatnot, but they're playing at such a high level. It's an attractive thing. It's a very attractive thing, and you're right, the finality is crazy, but you've seen it with Leonard's shot up in Embiid's face. It bounced off everything in the building, but when it finally dropped, it was that collective release for that fan base, and then the collective death of another.
I think the Sixers better get used to losing. I was gonna say lose, just got so close saying losing. That Harden trade was terrible, and Daryl Morey. I think Daryl Morey made some heavy mistakes. And it's funny that he made these mistakes because he had a vividness bias of James Harden.
Yep.
When he brought Harden over to the Rockets, and
Yep.
that the first chapter of the
beautiful.
Underdog Project is about Daryl Morey and vividness biases and recency biases, and the fact that he would make the same mistake that was talked about by these two Israeli psychologists. He just made that mistake. I mean, it's wild. And this is Daryl Morey knew nothing about basketball when he became the manager of the Rockets. He was just a genius that was supposedly going to be able to use his genius and figure out how to put the best basketball team together. And then he has a vividness bias and brings Harden over, and I think they're in big trouble. Big trouble in Philly. But we'll see, because it's almost playoff time, and it's playoff time right here on the Best Bettor. Final week of the season, and will Bridget Case get that cash? It's all, we'll know really by the end of the night. We'll know by the end of the night. We're going to have live bets coming in. Let's bring up the overall leaderboard right now, Kip, and walk us through these 5 competitors. Here
I got you, doggy. All right, as you can see up on top, we've got Bridget Case, Dennis Garcia. She has not lost her mind. She's got $2,400. Behind, underneath 1,000 is Big Shot Bob Guiney. In third, my horse, Jon Orlando. And in fourth, Jimmy's horse to have won it all. Yeah. Young Tiffany Michelle, my belle. And David Tuchman, pour out a little liquor. Speaking of Tupac, on the thread right there. David Tuchman no longer with us. He was a perennial favorite to win this competition. Both you and I looked at his action early. He was beating markets, he was beating lines, and that cruel mistress you spoke of earlier of betting, my goodness, can it ever change and hurt you and hurl you out and put you on your ass and take your bankroll in an absolute quick fast in a hurry. And David Tuchman went on a very, very bad run. He limped into the playoffs, and he just could not find his stride. But Bridget Case, the world is hers. And maybe we should get into the action, because there is some big shots, and there is action out there that will captivate. And if any of these long shots do come in, it will not be Bridget Case's competition to win.
Yeah, and Den's saying Raptors beat Sixers in a 7-game series. I agree. I think the Sixers are extremely vulnerable basketball team right now. So we did lose our first player, David Tuchman, and when he talked about it in that little social media clip, it was emotional. It hurt him. It hurt him really bad to be in that situation and the fall from grace. And we're constantly learning how to be a better bettor. Yeah. And I told you. Like when he, after losing on the Senators 2 weeks in a row, then went bet against them, I was like, so he had them for 2 weeks in a row, and then they were playing the Flyers, and he bet against them. I told you right away, I was like, that's. I know that he's now so emotionally involved that he can't see clearly because the Senators have broken his heart. Now he's going to bet against them. I was like, I'm going to bet on the Senators right now, because it's a mistake that he's making. And we got, and I got to be consciously aware so I don't make those mistakes, because all these mistakes are so easy to make. Another thing I think with Tuchman, even though he was destroying line moves, what I've been talking about with my colleagues, especially over this last week and a half here in San Antonio, is that beating a market move is something I stopped really doing, because at least for the last 7 or 10 days or so, because what does that mean really? You got on the public side first? And that's changed. I never thought about that until I sort of started studying David Tuchman's action, because I don't want any minus 130 or minus 135 favorites. I don't. I'll turn them into minus ones and create a plus line with them. So, watching the success of some of these cappers and the failures of some of these cappers is teaching me so much as well. Let's just see what happened last week here. Why don't you walk us through this? This is last week's results, which got us into the place where we have our leaderboard the way it is.
Well, look, Bridge saw it. It was on the table. She swept it off. She did not need to be aggressive last week, and she could have really laid it to the last minute, which is this is the final week of betting. Yet, Jimmy, she saw something that she liked last week, and she put a $500 in-game bet, and that by far and away was the biggest bet, one of the biggest bets that we've seen in that cashed in, and that you and I were around for it, and we kind of thought that was going to be the death knell for the rest of these competitors.
North
She
Carolina, though, to win the East bracket at plus 370. I mean, that was a thing of absolute beauty.
Oh, and she also got lucky. I mean, the Peacocks were happy to really it had to have been beside themselves to make it all the way there. And she got that before North Carolina was they were not favored in that game. They were the underdog. So she almost won another monster. Like, she put together some of her best bets last week, and she had here. Can you bring those back up again for me, Jimmy, for
Yeah,
a sec?
it was the best week anybody's had on Best Better in my
Okay.
estimation.
I actually couldn't agree more. I could not agree more. I did think the size of the in-game bet was dangerous.
The $500 bet was 2 weeks ago. This year, last week was the only bet that she lost. Like, as a
right.
$6 bet.
You're right. She actually, all of these shots were up in advance. Oh my God. You're right. Pardon me.
No worries. I'll throw it up right now. We've been capping for 10 weeks, so I get it. That was her week last week.
Oh
that
my God.
NCAA parlay only lost because Shed didn't get over 11.5 points. Remember in that
He had 9 points. That's right. Thank you.
It was an absolutely spectacular performance. The South Carolina, I'll put it up one more time. The South Carolina Stanford spot was in NCAA women's basketball. Those were 3 number 1 seeds. So she put those 3 number 1 seeds together, all on the money line. And I don't know if they all covered. Maybe one of them. I don't think any of them covered. They were all tight games.
Yeah.
They putting a big bet on Duke. I don't like the minus 164, but what did she like? If all of those parlays or whatever, if they were all single bets, she basically went like 12 of 13 or something.
Incredible.
Yeah. It was the best week we have seen from anybody, and it showed, and that's why she goes for $678 profit. And Bob had an okay week, and Bob's the only one that has a chance. Tiffany's had back-to-back tough weeks. It was so wild. We talk about how gambling is a cruel mistress. Man, I can remember like it was yesterday, Kip, when she came on the show, and this was before Bridget hit her $500 bet, and she was in first place. She was in first place for 45 minutes.
Oh, God, you jinxed the shit out of her, Jimmy.
I know.
You really did.
Oh, sorry.
You were so excited because Jimmy and I have side action on this. I got sucked into Jon Orlando, the very, very charismatic man. And Medusa eyes. I just got stoned on him. And you loved Tiffany Michelle because of her.
Yeah, I loved it. Right.
And so we had money, and you were very happy, and you were ready there to put to put the crown on her head, and she was in first place for like 10 minutes.
Just brush the hair out of her eyes. It slowly put the crown on her head. Yeah.
What up, Cab? Spanking the bookies. How you doing?
Cabby in the house. We got a big baseball season ahead for Cab Milwaukee Brewer draft pick. Funny, they asked a question in Twitter today. One of the pub sports guys, he said if you could tell your 23-year-old self something, what would it be? What would it be? And for me, it was easy. I was the first person to answer. I knew right.
Jimmy, I can't hear you. Did you go mute there, brother? Did you mute yourself? You were telling an incredible story. There is a little mute beside your. You're still muted, brother. Yo, Dennis, you there? Can you hear Jimmy, or is it just me? We're having a couple of difficulties, and that's just exactly when you want somebody to get muted when they're setting up a story. And that was a real easy question for me to answer, and then nothing. That's a heartbreaker. Jimmy, are you there? No. Okay. All right. Well, back to the business. The question is can he come out and actually get something done this week? He is the closest. Let me see if I can find his action. Yeah. Well, this is this week's action. I'm going to wait for it. Um, we will wait to get into everybody's action, but this was Bob from last week. All right, so this is where he ran. UNC UCLA, no bueno. UNC versus UCLA. Oh, he did cash there on Bacat.
I'm back in action.
You're back in action. You are back. Okay, hang on, Jimmy.
Yeah.
What happened? Where were you? What are you? What a cliffhanger by you. What were you going to tell your 23-year-old self, brother?
Oh, is that when I left you guys?
Yeah, Manny.
Well, I knew it right away when I was like it just instantly. I just said, file your taxes.
Oh shit! Yeah, that was a big one for me too. I got knocked over by the tax man. Cometh and taketh away.
Yeah, file your taxes. Simple. I would have. That was just all I needed to hear right there. I went from holes in my shoes, broke ass, to shooting the Underclassmen. Right. It was a terrible movie, basketball movie with Nick Cannon. 5 weeks shoot in Vancouver, 5 weeks in LA. I stayed at the Le Montrose for 5 weeks. And 2 of the weeks I only had to shoot for 1 day. Outcast was in my hotel the whole time because the MTV Awards were in LA. Like it was just too glorious. But if I could have just whispered, file your taxes, everything would have been fine. Cab had an interesting one. Cab had don't go to college, take the money, right? Because he was a Milwaukee Brewer draft pick, and he went to Texas Tech to play ball.
Okay,
that was an interesting one. Take the cash.
Take the cash. I probably didn't need to go to university. You and I definitely very similar there. I'd signed a record deal to Sony, and didn't know that the tax man needed anything to do with that thing that I'd done with Sony. That was between Sony and I. The tax man didn't grind out in clubs. He wasn't in New York battling people on the streets, but I was. This dude was. Yeah, so they knocked me over pretty good, but easy come, easy go. Yeah, 23-year-old Kip definitely could have filed some taxes, faux show, and I don't know, real estate as well, maybe.
Yeah. Well, that's what Schnizzle was like, invest in Bitcoin. But I mean, come on. You don't need to pull out an almanac. It's not like back in the future. You know? But
almanac, yeah, man.
But when you have someone who's so excited about capping right now, like Cab, to have him who has this intimate knowledge of baseball, it's going to be very, very exciting to work with him this year. I couldn't be more excited, and we're like 6 days away from first pitch. 6 days away. Let's talk. Okay, we're almost popping off, and we're not popping off right at 7, of course, right? We'll have 5 or 6 minutes before then. But
let's get through the rest of the action. I covered what Bob was doing last week. If you want to go through that, or do you want to get into the action that these players have?
That's happening right now with Bridget Case, and whether Bridget Case had a chance. There's Brian Warner in the house, Amsterdam. What else? Thank you guys so much for joining us. We're a live betting Grizzlies Suns. I don't have a pregame bet. I did just have $136.36 taken from me. Well, not really. I guess I thought I was putting it in my pocket. It was 3-1. Sabres. I had Sabres first period at plus 140. So wait, what am I saying? I thought minus 110s, 136. What am I talking about? That's like I just had what, $210 in my pocket and then taken out of it. And Predators scored 2 late goals and it's 3-3 after the first. Are you kidding me? What's going on with me on the ice right now? I'm snake bit. So what I did, I think that I cut all my units by 25%. So every bet for me is $150 right now.
Yeah,
and I'm around, guys. This week, like we were talking about one game, and Babano put $1,000 on it, and I was like,
"Yo!"
I wanted to scream like really loud, which I won't do right now.
Yeah,
I wanted, that I dream of having bets that size, but for me right now, I had to put it down to $150. And those of you who bet $150 know 150 on minus 110 is 136.36. So that was in my head. And Cab says, even though I signed that contract with the Pirates, my arm was already torn.
Oh God!
Yeah, from my coach at Tech over pitching me.
Oh, they don't give a shit, And probably in college, throw out the count. They want to keep their job and not necessarily their kids. Their kids are coming in and out. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. But I've heard it so many times, especially with young pitchers. Oh man, yeah, that's making my shoulder hurt. Anyhow,
well, Cab has an extremely bright future. So it's just part of his story and it's part of his character building, and it's
Well, how incredible is that? I mean, we're all sports people. To be somebody that was actually there, that's incredible.
Yeah,
That had a legitimate shot and had the talent to be able to do it. That's crazy. And
for
I
sure.
mean, just the character building that it gives you, as well, to have been there, to know exactly what it takes in order to be able to succeed. And that application, all of the shit that we learn in one thing, is applicable everywhere else. If anything, like, you'll be able to take, exactly how much work goes in order to be able to get really good at something and accomplish something. Okay, so let's get into this action. Who do you want to start with?
Let's do it. Well, but just before, look at Cab saying, as a freshman, he threw me Friday, Saturday, and Sunday out of the
Oh my
board
god.
against Kansas State.
Oh my god.
Of course, he just shut up and pitched, but that's just not. It's just I hate that. I hate the pariahs who are just but
Oh my god.
it's part of a very very interesting story of Cab, who's got such a bright future. Let's go with our leader. Will Bridget Case win Best Bettor? This is the final week of betting. We've had a 10-week season. We've had 4 weeks of playoffs. Each bettor must bet at least 10% of their bankroll. For those of you joining us late, let's just look at this leaderboard one more time so you know exactly how much money everybody has. Remember, 4 bets have to come in plus a live bet, and the 4 bets have to be at least 10% of your bankroll. Here is just one last look at the leaderboard. A huge lead for Tiffany Michelle.
Bridget Case.
Oh, sorry. I got Tiffany. Sorry, I saw a picture of her and I was like, it's in my head. $1,439. Sorry.
That's okay, brother.
$1,439 lead. I think I said $1,339 before, but it is like $1,439. Let's take a look at Bridget Case's action. She's got Louisville plus 8.5, and that goes this evening. That's the Final Four for the NCAA women.
Yep.
Then she's got the final of the Basketball Classic. She's on Fresno State. They're playing at Coastal Carolina here in the Basketball Classic. I know a couple sharp. One of the sharp cappers that I'm with is on Fresno State first half, but not full game. Then she has Villanova, Kansas. She's got the favorite Kansas minus 200. And when I told Jose about Kansas minus 200 and Suns minus 295, he said that in future seasons, we should put a limit to how high the juice is that somebody can bet, because you'll have a favorite like Bridget Case who will make, and she's not doing it. I don't think minus 295, minus 200 is that big of a deal, but you could have someone who, bets a minus 600 favorite.
Bro, that's an incredible idea.
That's important. Yeah. We should
That's a really good. Who brought that to you?
Jose. Because I told Jose that she had Suns Moneyline minus 295.
I think he was trying to say that in the chat once, and he was lit, and didn't articulate it. That's a really, really good thing to weave into that. That's a good look. Thanks, Jose. That's an excellent idea. What do you think? Nothing greater than minus 260, 250?
I think 250 is too high.
Okay, what do you think?
I think minus 200 is the cutoff.
Okay, I love it.
Minus 200 should be the cutoff.
That's great.
Yeah,
that's great. Okay, so that's Bridget. Up next,
the only chance that anybody has to pass Bridget Case is big shot Bob Guiney. Now, when we started our side action, I got on a nice big roll, and then I have fallen apart, And Kip has had me now, what, 4? Is it 4 weeks straight or 3? 4?
Oh, man, I don't know. It's 3 or 4, but I'm like
this is a big week for us because we have side action.
Yeah.
And we also have
overall,
extremely important, the overall. And I've got Tiffany, you've got Jon overall. So that will be played out. We'll know. No, we won't really know with Tiffany because she's got EPL action. But so we've got some Skrillers on the board here between each other here. So that's a little added layer of excitement. Let's take a look at big shot Bob Guiney. He is player props. He's gone back to the Armando Bacot under 13.5 points. I believe he took the 15.5. I'm almost certain he took the 15.5. By the way, we are going to the Golden Nugget in Lake Charles, Louisiana tomorrow for that game.
Tight.
Both Jose and I will be on the first half under in North Duke. That's at 70.5 right now. We'll both be on the first half under. That's going to be a bet that we are making. And I think he's already made his. I haven't made mine yet. So he's got AJ Griffin over 12.5 points. Armando Bacot under 13.5 points. He's got Villanova plus 4.5. Dennis Garcia in our chat has Kansas to win by doubles. and Dennis Garcia says, "Oh yeah, if I was Bridget, I would have played 4 minus 1,000 shots. Just protect the bankroll. Dare someone to catch me."
Oh, he's right though. I mean, and again, like this is a game. You know, people aren't going to bet this way in real life, but I am glad that she didn't pervert the integrity of the game and go for crazy scores. But yeah,
completely. I agree with you completely. But it's an important rule that has to be made. Oh, and Cab is on Kansas first half tomorrow. We both cashed on Kansas first half just a few short days ago. And yes, Dennis, each bet has to be 10% of your bankroll, but that's just in the playoffs. That's right. Just in the playoffs. That's not a regular season thing. That's just in the playoffs to add a little bit more excitement into it. So then he's got the parlay. The parlay to see if Bob can throw another miracle touchdown pass like he had in the Super Bowl when he had the running back, non-quarterback to throw a touchdown pass at plus 1,400 that he cashed $50.
It was so incredible, man. It was so incredible. Plus 1,200. That's the biggest, the biggest Betty White. Like those odds were just insane. And you and I watching that in real time was one of my favorite moments of this season.
It was fun. It was very, very fun to see him cash that because he's a real likable guy and easy to cheer for.
So he got me. I don't know if he wants me to say this, but you know, during the pandemic, somebody sent us something that's newsworthy that you open, and it's a dusky gentleman with a very large member naked at the edge of the bed. Ooh. None of your friends have ever sent that to you? You've got better friends than I do.
I don't.
Anyhow, I got sent that the LAPD was actually going to be charging Will Smith, and so I opened it, and it was this black dude with a massive hammer at the edge of the bed. So thanks for that.
Yeah,
thanks for that. Yeah, I got.
So we'll start going through Bob's basketball games because that's the only chance he has of cashing is this parlay he has here. Celtics Bucks. I'm still looking at that 3-3 score and I'm like, you're pretending. How did I not cash plus 140? So the Raptors he's got. Good thing he didn't add the Mavericks in there. Okay, so he's got Mavericks, Bucks. Oh no, he got the Bucks before they cut everybody. Before they're not starting their entire starting lineup. Wow. Okay, so that's going to be tough. He's got the Suns in this game. He's got Sacramento Kings, and that Sacramento Kings game is again that's a tough one to cash. I don't. They are the favorites against Houston, and then he's got the Pistons. And the Nuggets, I don't even know. I'm not even sold necessarily on the Nuggets. Interesting.
Extremely -3, but I mean that's the shot, man. That's his Hail Mary.
Yeah.
All right, so, Jon Orlando.
Let's bring up Jon Orlando's stuff, and as always, Jon focusing on the UFC. So Abby, Spencer, Molloy, Lister, parlay for a hundo, Stankovic, McDaniel, Turner for another hundo, Burlinson, Sheldon, Truman, and then he has thrown out a Hail Mary as well. Mavs -8, and so we're going straight up there because I'm on the Wizards +8. He's got Raptors -11.5, Celtics -15, Suns -7, Bucks -3.5. At least he waited long enough, and I don't know how that must have just switched when he sent in the bet. Because
which one are you talking about?
3.5. I don't know how because we found out that changed around, I don't know, 9:30 Pacific.
He got me. He was late running around today, 10:30, and Jon Orlando was talking about protesting the show today. I wish I was joking about it. He wanted the because there's a massive UFC card next week, and this is his baby. He absolutely adores fighting in mixed martial arts. So he was like, well, no, I'm going to put my fights on next week. I'm like, you can do that, but we're counting up all of the money on Monday. Whoever's bankroll is the highest, they're going to be crowned best bettor. And there was again.
For the season.
He wanted an extra week of betting. Bless his heart. But so at 10:30, I was like, okay, well, I'm here for you. Like if I can support in any way. And then he got on the we got on the blower there, and he got me those picks. So he did get that at about 10:30 Pacific Standard Time this morning. So yeah.
And Dennis saying that Will Smith resigned from the Academy. Good. He also can resign from having anything to do with anything I watch and anything I'm into for the rest of my life. He is completely dead to me.
Hey, Jimmy, I want to say one thing about the Daryl Morey and James Harden thing. I know, like, the recency biased, but in
vividness, bias, right? Because it's a vividness from when he brought Harden over to the Rockets.
Right. Pardon me. But there's an emotional part of, and there's the gut part about this. And I know the sabermetrics in baseball, there's a lot of like numbers. And every now and then you get a guy that is just like, I know what the numbers say, but when the game is on the line, I want these guys that I really trust in, that I really like. And there's certain friends, I'm sure, in your life as well, where maybe they've offended other people that you were friends with, but you like know in your heart there's something in that person that is good, worthy, or you really value. And for Daryl Morey to bring in James Harden, and I know analytics, and it doesn't look good, and it's not working out, and we are going to see in real time who won that trade between the Sixers and Brooklyn, because it's going to play out right in front of our eyes. But the love and the belief that he had in somebody that had brought them good, especially when they're kind of getting kicked around publicly, I respect that. And I know, like, to look at it, it doesn't make a lot of sense. And I don't know how checked in he is. Doc Rivers publicly called him out today when asked about, was it the bench's fault in the fourth? And Doc was like, no, it was James. And,
if you said that to me in the job interview and I was the owner of the team, I would ask you to leave.
If I said what? With the emotional thing?
Art, and I would say, okay, we're done here.
Right.
I told Dennis, so Dennis has the answer to why James Harden has fallen off, and it's beautiful, and so it's perfect and succinct. There's Dan Kelly in the house. What spectacular! Capper says you're going to be getting third quarter Washington plus 4 to 6. Has pound it and sprinkle the money line on Washington, and Dan Kelly was on Washington plus 3 at plus 250. And when I was going over my notes, I moved at that point. This was in the afternoon, at about 3 in the afternoon. I moved on Washington plus 8. There's 2 reasons, and this is from Dennis Garcia. The 2 reasons. One, they changed the rules.
Yep.
So that he couldn't cause these fouls that weren't real basketball plays.
Yep.
And it's happened to coincide with him aging.
Yeah.
And now he's, he's a good point guard.
I the other side of that as well is it's pretty well known that he's a guy that likes to go out. Allen Iverson was a guy that liked to go out, and then one year that was it for Allen Iverson. He wasn't worth much in Denver, Detroit. When he started making a lap around the track at the end, he was not the player that he once was. And I think that, in today's day and age, we both know people that have played in the NHL, people that played in a variety of sports. 40 years ago, 50 years ago, people come into training camp and get in shape in training camp. That is not the way that the world of sports works anymore. It is 365 annual plus some in terms of what you have to do, fitness regimen, in order to be able to keep my body straight. And, you when you're young, youthful, and incredibly athletic, it's a beautiful thing. But when these athletes start getting up in age, and now you're looking at like LeBron, Tom Brady, obviously are the 2 like exemplary examples of how to be able to play into age, is who spends more money on their bodies and their like fitness regimen than those two dudes.
Totally. And that was my bad. That was Dan Kelly. So Dan Kelly, not Dennis Garcia. My bad. That was Dan Kelly who said that. It was beautifully succinct and perfectly put, Dan. Perfectly put. We're about to tip off here, but just before tip off, let me just say the reason why I say that to you about how I would put a line through. I would have a rule here. This is like we're about to tip off here. We're going to go over all the live action that comes in, but I would have a rule that if you had a career year on your free agent year, well, I thank you so much for your service, and I'm not signing you.
Got you.
So I would not sign Robbie Ray after the Cy Young Award. Thank you so much for having that career year here. You're not going to do it again, and I'm not going to make the mistake of paying you at that level of your career year. I would never, ever sign anybody. It would be a black and white rule that I would only – oh, wow, look at that first shot. I would only tell a couple of people. Here we go. We have Memphis, and we are off here in this game. We have this spot. We talked about it a lot. Memphis opening up at 2.5 and finishing anywhere between 7 and 8. 7 and 8. From a total perspective here, we have the total opening up at 228.5, and it is now at 229. We've got to keep a close eye on this game and how we want to live bet it as well. We're going to be getting the live bets in. A lot of people have used this game as part of a parlay. It already looks pretty low scoring early, and we know that can change. And we just got to watch pace. And we also need to talk about how the Grizz will be using a shooting guard at point tonight, and that's not a natural thing that they want to be doing. They have Melton at point, and Melton is a shooting guard, but he's probably going to be thankful for this opportunity. A lot of these guys will be thankful for this opportunity, including Brandon Clark, who's going to get a ton of action today. But when we go over this depth chart, I mean, it's just a travesty that they're resting everybody for this crucial game. I was certain this was going to be such a huge game, but yeah,
we both were, man.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a chance. Oh, look at Ja, dressed up, man. Look at the chains.
I think you're way in front of me.
Okay.
Where I'm living, I don't have this game, so I got it on the app. So sometimes I'm a little bit behind, but I'm way behind. Man,
I'm at 10:24.
Okay. I'm in a replay.
Dylan Brooks is going to get a ton of cash. Jeff Clement says put 50 on the Jays to win the World Series today. Pays out 500. It's 10-1 now. I thought it was 8.5 to 1. That's not bad. 10-1. Says I was surprised to see that they were the second favorite behind the Dodgers to win it. Yeah,
I didn't see that.
They were the third favorite, but maybe it changed when they picked up Chapman. Jeff, I get it. It says I haven't been this pumped for a Jay season in years. They haven't been this big of a favorite before a season started since they won
92, 93. Yeah. That is exciting, and he's a huge Jays fan. That guy's very serious about it. Hey, your man Wes hit a big 3-legger last night. He put down a honey, and he rolled in $420 last night.
Nice.
So, yeah, man. So that was good. I was DJing, and he came up and showed me that. I'm like, whoosh!
Oh, beautiful.
Next drink on you, son.
Beautiful.
Yeah, man. You love to see it. Love to see your man's making money.
Oh, for sure.
No, but that's exciting, man. Who do the Jays open? Do you know? I haven't really looked at the schedule.
I haven't looked at who they open up to either for some reason. I don't know why I haven't. I'm getting my live betting up in Adam.
Okay.
I have some interest in getting on the Suns. Let's see what kind of price we can get. Okay, let's move over here and get that in. All right. We have. The books aren't. Yeah, books aren't fools.
Yeah,
books aren't fools. This total though has dropped to 223.5. What did I say it opened at? 228.5.
228.5. Okay.
Pace is kind of slow.
It's early. It's funny sometimes when the secondary units come in with two things: nothing to lose and a whole bunch of shit to prove. But I do think that Phoenix is one of those teams that can really turn it on when they want. I also think that Chris Paul is one of the greatest point guards to ever play this game, ever. And he's a conventional point guard. He's an old school point guard, and you don't really like. If you're watching basketball right now, who do you think is the next Chris Paul? Like, I don't really see that guy right now.
He plays such clean basketball,
but he plays the position perfectly as well. He really controls a tempo. He will speed it up. He will slow it down. He's like you're dictating traffic. And I do think speed, pace, and tempo are a really big thing. And I also think that he really looks first to get his players involved, and then he will exploit mismatches, weaknesses, and beyond even exploiting, when they go hunting, it's Chris Paul generally who is seeking out the weakest defender. He's either putting himself in a position to get them or putting somebody else through picks. I just think he's an incredibly smart, astute, and then like physically gifted point. And I don't see the next Chris Paul. You know, I don't know if it's a dying breed or if it's one of those mentalities that takes a nap for a little while, and then when we see it again, we're just blown away and think it's the first time. You're like, nah, we've seen this before. I just think he's such an incredibly perfect for the position, who plays it very as smart as anybody I've seen play the position.
Do you think that part of your love for him is the fact that he sort of got passed around a little bit and disrespected?
I think that is it. I also, you know what else? It's also the mentality that a team and franchise has to pass somebody around is you're really saying it that you're putting them out to pasture, and that you believe that this person can't actually help you in the here and now. I cannot believe how effective he was, Houston, OKC. Like, I cannot believe the numbers and what he was doing when he was somewhat miscast or tossed away. And Phoenix wasn't the only team that could have had him either. You know, like, for him to be here, I really like this Phoenix team, and I don't think it's a hot take to think that they're going to get it done this year. I think most of the pundits are on them. I just don't see them getting beaten. Very often it happens in the NFL, NBA. The team that makes it to the final, they drop off. They can fall apart once they lose. I always get really excited when that team that got there and got so close is even stronger in a regular season the next year. Where that is gelled them, brought them together, and given them a common purpose and goal, and that they've already seen like what it takes to get up the mountain. So that's what I see in this Phoenix team staying healthy and moving forward, if they can keep these guys on the floor. But yeah, I do love that, man. I love that he was not like forgotten, but yeah, you're right. He got passed around a little bit.
Yeah. No, I get that. I could see how that. I could see the way he was kind of disrespected and shuffled around, and you know, it was an add-on on teams who wanted to cut him pretty much. Like KC was like, let's figure out how to get the contract off the books, and they were just taking the contract off of Houston's books, and then see him step up with the Suns has been pretty cool. And Jeff says it's the Rangers at home Friday. Simeon coming back to Toronto, game 1, 4,800 Rogers Center opening day, sold out.
Oh my God. They are a great franchise, man. They've got great fans. Yeah. The Jays are a great franchise. I'd love to see them.
I hate that ballpark
I hate that ballpark.
Yeah. And I don't see, they put like something ridiculous into the renovations, like $200 million in the renovations. It's like, I know it would cost $2 billion to build something, but still I'm like, that's 10% of what it would be. The thing, Camden comes out with Camden Yards, like a year after. Look at Brooks, man. What a beast he is. And Dan Kelly saying, halftime FanDuel, best line, third quarter, Wiz plus 4.5, even money pounded. Wild. So Dan has this database. So Wizards are up 14, and the idea being that Dallas is not going to make this push here in the third quarter is incredibly interesting. 15-3 Memphis. By the way, I also have first quarter Sacramento Houston over 60. It's 19-10 with 7:19 left, so it's I think it's time to get on the Suns, man.
I'm still seeing only 4.5. My line is jammed up right now. I can't get a line in right now.
One either right now.
So I was 4.5. I mean, the time bought us a little bit of oh God, nice swipe by Paul. I am at 750. Where are you? You got to be way ahead of me, yeah?
Not that. I'm 732.
Oh yeah, you're way ahead of me. You're an eternity ahead of me. That's okay. That's okay. I mean, you can kind of lead in the action. But I'm excited that you get to go. You're going to go to a book tomorrow. You're going to be able to watch the Final Four there, both games.
Yeah. We're gonna. It's like a 5-hour drive, so it's a bit of a ways, but we're excited.
We do this thing where for the Final Four, we get whoever many guys get there. I'll put together like prop master, parlor trick special. I'll come up with just like four events from the game. Like like who's gonna get. I'll say like points for X player, rebounds for X player, what the score is going to be in the winner, and everybody puts in like $5 or $10 for each trick. So at the end of the game, you're shoveling. It's kind of like squares with football, at the Super Bowl, but we play it with props, and there's always like tiebreakers. So it's points, and it's like how many assists does he have? Assists are going to be the tiebreaker if two people have the same, and it's great. You walk away with a couple of bucks if your number gets pulled up, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'll be working through the first game, but the second game got an outdoor spot that we'll be watching it at, so I'm excited as well.
Perfect. Yeah, I'm so crazy. I moved from Kansas to Kentucky the night before, when I was putting it in, and so I'm in first, and I gave up right away. Right, I gave up as soon as Peacocks took out Kentucky.
Unbelievable.
I'm in first in all three pools, but I'm in first in all three pools, but I'm unlikely to win any of them. I
scenario generator.
I saw to beat Gonzaga. I had North Carolina to beat Baylor. There were so many great moves, but of course I had Kansas kept playing Villanova on the one side. I had that, but if I had Kansas to win all, I would be, at three different pools, I'd probably be up 6K, 7K. So it's not that I won. I mean, it's gambling, but one last minute decision.
What did you think of the Draymond Green Crowder stuff from the other night? Did you see that?
No, I did not see it. I've been going pretty hard over here, and then I have to cap the card the next day. So like as soon as I'm like done like a live show or something around 11 at night, I start.
You're hustling.
I got 5 hours of work to do before 10 in the morning in the next 11 hours. So no, I didn't.
Okay, so they were they got into it and they were talking at the free throw line. The game was really over. They were both on the floor, talking, and finally they get close because now the game is over. So the mics and cameras are coming onto the court, and Dre was like, I can't remember where he's from, but he's like, you're from Buckling. You're from a good neighborhood. Like, he was really in his ass. And it was so funny because I look at Crowder, and Crowder, he's got some of those dog qualities of Draymond. You know what I mean? Like, I just thought it's funny because they play very similar roles. It was nice to see them mix it up a little bit and get chippy. But yeah, Dre was essentially saying that Crowder was a rich kid from a nice neighborhood. He couldn't get into the real dirt. But Crowder wasn't going anywhere. And you see him; he's a physically imposing man. He is a big fella, and he's strong.
Tough. Those are two tough guys.
Yeah, and two great basketball players. God, Dre is an effective player. You saw what happened when he exited the lineup for the Dubs.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. The exact opposite of when John Morant went down for the Grizz.
So crazy.
How crazy is that? It's so nuts, man.
Those of you live betting right now, Dan Kelly also on the second half, Dallas, Washington over 105. Well, it is now 25 or 26, 25-9. Wow. I mean, there's still, the books aren't dumb. Their Suns are -1.5.
But okay, so Dan Kelly, you lived in Buckhead in the 70s. Was it good neighborhood, bad neighborhood? He's saying that it was a really nice neighborhood. I'm curious.
Yeah.
And Dennis Garcia, if UCLA beating UNC.
Yeah, that's one of the pools that I'm in. So
okay,
I'm not going to be feeling any compassion there.
Heartless Jimmy.
Well, I mean, come on, man. Yeah. Oh, man. That reminds me when we would play hockey, and I told you how we had that show where we were talking about how hard we got into hockey and video game hockey or whatever. But anytime I draw a penalty, I would sing "It's Too Late to Apologize," and they would get so annoyed because I'd sing it like 50, like I knew every word in that song.
Hang on, I've got here's the bet from Jon Orlando. Dylan Brooks over 4.5 rebounds at 128 for the rest of his bankroll. Jimmy.
Cool. Send it over. I'd love to see it.
Okay.
I would love to see it.
He just. Okay, hang on.
Oh, no, it was a 70-person pool. Oh, no, Dennis. Okay, my bad. Not the PSR pool. Okay. Oh, that's... Yeah. There was so much parity this year. Which made the brackets so much more fun. Wouldn't you say, Kip? There's so much parity. Like, everybody had a different winner, and everybody's like, so few people have a chance right now with North Carolina and Duke running the way they are.
It has been... I thought that this was going to happen 4 years ago. Like now that guys have to stay and go to college, like I thought that this was going to be more commonplace back then, because you just could not keep really good players in college. You still really can't. You know what I mean? Like the G is becoming more and more appetizing for talented players. And, 1 year is such just lip service to this collegiate behemoth machine. So I am very surprised. It's very it's crazy, because you just think like the rich will continue to get richer and a reputation is going to continue to be fed great players. But this year was unlike any year that I can remember. I'm sure there, you get expert bracketologists that'll tell you, well, 67, we had some incredible parity, but seeing a lot of these teams, forget about Pete's. I know like that they really overachieved and they got into people's ass. And I love that story. I love that coach. But yeah, it did seem like a really clean year full of great upsets and great basketball. I love this tournament, man. This tournament is it's so fantastic.
It is glorious. I'm going to come in and make my first bet here. All right, let's get in. All right, I'm just going to come in lightly. I said $50 was my unit size. I'm going to go up a little bit. I'm going to put $75 on. Let me switch this up. Sorry, I had it wrong there. My bad. I'm going to put $75 on the Suns at minus 102. Oh, I'm going to put $100 on the Suns to win this game.
I like it.
Okay, I'm in. $100. Oh, I put $102 to win 100.
I love it. Did you have a little bit of fat in the account? Like, whenever I have like $3.34, and then I'm like, I'll always put that fat in it as well, so I've got an even number. I know that when my account is like at a crazy odd number, it's because I've won some money. If it's clean, it's generally because I am down.
My thing is I'm in America, so I'm using a different account, and
got you.
I accidentally put win instead of risk. So it's just an account I'm just not.
Oh, right. So I got you.
It was a mistake. Dan Kelly says, I live in a cheap apartment complex that was knocked down, and there's luxury high-rise there now on Matheson. Said Buckhead used to have lots of mansions and some middle-class houses. So I've been back a few times over the years. Now Buckhead is just very high-class mansions and high-rise apartment buildings. The Georgia governor's mansion is in Buckhead.
Okay.
Wow.
And it's one of the smaller houses in that part of town. Dan Kelly getting us to the bottom of the Draymond Green Crowder beef. That's great. That's incredible. That's why this thread and this chat is the best part about this live stream, for real.
Yeah.
Jimmy, okay, hang on. Can you bring up Jon Orlando's bet? Because he said to empty the tank. That means that's nothing left, and that's got serious implications for you and I. So
you're right.
Here, I can bring it up actually. Just a second.
Well, let me bring up his. Okay, yeah.
I got it.
Action from this week.
So hang on, 400. That means he's got how much left?
I believe $190. Let me just check on my notes here. That means he has. $149 or $150, $149.80.
Okay, so he put $158 on Brooks.
Yeah, and did he send you the picture of it?
I sent you what he sent me.
He just wrote it in the text?
Seeing Simone.
All right, well, that will not be allowed next season. will
I
not
feel
be
you.
next season.
I feel you. We're gonna get through this one, though, my brother. We, it's
Dan,
been a grind, dude. It's a grind. It's fun. 10 weeks. It's tricky. It's tricky with different personalities and trying to run a game and a show that's never been done or that I've never done before. I just thought it'd be fun to do, and it's been a thrill working with you and your expertise. I could not really imagine doing this without you. So I got to say, thank you so much. And props of just like how much better it is with your knowledge and commitment and care. Otherwise, this thing kind of falls flat on its face. But
I only took the job to work with you.
yeah, man.
100% that I took it. I didn't. That was it. That was just so. It's just opportunity to work with you. I was not going to. That was the reason. So, but so thank you for saying that about me, man. This has been the most fun part of it. We don't want to spill the ideas that we have for second season right now, but we can tell you there's going to be a lot of changes.
Yep.
A lot of changes.
There's going to be a ton of changes, and we're really looking forward to promoting and providing more value as well to an audience, to a fan base that like here. There's been a couple of times where there's been some decent, there's been money made here together. Finding things, looking at things, noticing turns and tides, and we talk about it. And then that's real value when you've got people that know what they're talking about and they've got a track record. And that's been a lot of fun. And I think that's one of the things too that we're gonna continue to bring out, continue to process. And I'm gonna continue to bug Dennis Garcia to get his ass on this show, because I think one of these days we'll get him when we can afford him. We'll get Garcia. But no, it has been fun, and I think we learned a lot.
The Suns here. I think the Suns are going to win this game, and I'm risk nothing or even money. I'm going to have 200 on the Suns.
Okay, and can you
Move.
see the over is jumped to the over is jumped up to 231.5 from 222?
My bet though.
They wouldn't take it. Yeah, I'm at -1.5 for the Suns now.
It moved to -116. That's fine. I'll take it at -116.
That's funny. I got -115 over here. 13-point game. What about second quarter?
Okay, I'm in. I just put another 100 on the Suns money line.
Second quarter is not getting much. -3.5, -125 for the Suns.
Okay. Well, now I got 200 on the Suns.
All right. I've got an odd number staring me in my face right now, so at some point that's going on to this game.
All right.
Was Jared Jackson, was he game time decision?
No, on Wednesday we were told that he was upgraded to questionable. Today we were told that he was doubtful, so something changed. By the way, Louisville down 9 in the women's Final Four, and our leader Bridget Case has them +8.5.
Oh wow! How much time left? I'm sorry, I know you just said it.
I also just cashed the first quarter over in Sacramento, Houston, and the Wizards are up 20. So Dan Kelly's looking excellent there. That's pretty exciting.
I do like this Grizzlies team when especially when they're healthy, but they're that's a small market, man. Memphis is a small market.
We got Jeff Slaughter in the house joining the program. Jeff Slaughter, who I'm in his beautiful bar at Southtown 101, and he runs Pub Sports Radio. He says, if Duke wins, find me at the Golden Gate Bridge ready to take a dive.
I'll be at the Lions Gate. Cannot have that. What up, Slaughter? Heard a lot about you. Thanks for rocking with us in the Slaughterhouse.
Such a great guy. And the fourth quarter is about to start. Wiz up 8 in the third quarter. Dan Kelly, my goodness. What spectacular work. Wow, it's an honor to have Jeff Slaughter join us, man. That's very, very cool. And so we're going together to a bunch of us, 6 of us, heading over to Louisiana tomorrow to Lake Charles.
How deep were you guys running at the apex of it? How many people did you have together?
Here at our function, I'm telling you,
Yeah.
at 11 a.m. in the morning on Friday morning, like at 11 a.m. here, we were 50 deep
50 deep.
at 11 a.m.
Damn.
At 11 a.m. sauced up, all these guys. Like it was magic.
Man, that's a big convoy, man. That's a big squad.
Oh, Slaughter says, so you won't see it in the YouTube chat, because there is some coarse language. But he's trying to say he's been listening to your music. He's been rocking your music.
Oh man,
He used some coarse language, in a very positive way. But it won't show up in the YouTube chat because they edit that stuff out. But I'm reading it right here in the StreamYard.
I see it. That's my man. That's a good look. Yeah, next year if you guys are doing this, maybe I'll tag along with Jimmy.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't. What he's built here, he's got the 6 TVs and 6K, and he's got it all set up for us. It's pretty special. It's pretty magical. So I'm like, why do we go to Vegas when we could just come to San Antonio?
Hell yeah! And this is your first time there, Jimmy?
First time, yeah. First time in Texas.
Okay, so what's the deal? Is like canals, lakes? What like it looks so cool. It's one of those cities that that cameras so well. You know what I mean? Like when there's events in San Antonio, it always looks really dope. So I've never So give me the layout.
Yeah, there's a river walk. So there's like a river. I was telling my friend Tim today, I was like, there's no railing on it. Like, and I was like, you can have that in Vancouver.
Nah.
Because junkie number 2 would push you into the river walk. Look, if junkie number 2 doesn't do it, junkie number 5 is right behind that bush. So they have no railings. So you're just walking by this river walk. It's only 3 feet deep, but Slaughter took us out. Genska says Riverwalk's cheesy but cool. Slaughter took us out on a barge on the river.
Damn.
And he covered the whole thing, and he got us in steak dinners. We had steak dinners.
Damn, Slaughter.
Yeah, Slaughter took us all out, took care of everything, and it was pretty magic. It was pretty cool. It's very, very, very memorable.
You Slaughter, you ever been up north? Is he got any ties up here?
Not that I know of, but
then he's due. Then he's due to have a glimpse of the other side as well. That sounds like an incredible time.
He should go where you live, not where I live.
Toronto's an incredible city. You need to watch that for sure. Oh. But yeah, Slaughter, you ever come up through here? We'll definitely give you the red carpet. There's lots to live for up here for sure.
All I can say about Toronto is it's been good to me.
Dude, I love that city. I'm still trying to flex in May. Speaking of Toronto, man, when you get back home, you're gonna have a house game with Tiff. I think
yeah, I guess she's there right now. Yeah,
she's there.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, we'll put it together. The house game we have at the famous Canadian comic Tim Steves' house is incredible. Such a great game. Pro dealer, $200 buy-in, 1-2. He's got the best spot for it. Like it's a very, very good game. We run 10 deep. The people waiting on the couch. I left of that poker game to come here on the trip. I left at 3:30 in the morning. We had to be on a flight.
Right.
5:30. I left my hats in the Uber. I don't know how I got. Everybody was worried about me getting through customs. Customs was no problem. Staying upright was a bit of an.
Yo, you've had some problems with your Ubers out in San Antonio, brah.
Not really. Man.
Come on, man. You hat, phone. That's good.
But my guy Marshall, he brought the phone right back to me. I gave him a big hug and some bucks and the thing about here is it says you need to wear. Why did I only bet $200 on this? You know how fast I'm going to cash this?
Okay, so I'm living in Toronto. When I signed my deal, I was out there for a few years, and back then Canada has the most exorbitant cellular phone package plan still to this day. But back then it was why they had to change the laws. They were so criminal, so exploitive.
Breaking news.
Go ahead.
Breaking right now. Chris Rock pressing charges. Will Smith turning himself into the authorities.
Am I supposed to open that right now?
No, breaking news.
I've fallen for that trick before.
They think that's April Fool's.
Okay. Don't open. Is that the one? That's the one that I opened. Open it, Jimmy. Just don't open it on camera.
If you open it, there's going to be a dude with a huge hammer on it.
That's correct. but just open it.
Open
have a
it.
peek
Take a peek.
take a peek.
And don't show me.
uh,
Slaughter says his pop spends most of his time in Canada. Where, Slaughter? I don't know where.
yeah, Slaughter, if you ever come up Northwest. But hey, listen, so Jimmy, I left my phone in a taxi in Toronto, calling the phone, all of my contacts, blah, 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 blah. The dude finally comes like 2 days later. I'm living at like Queen and Harvard. And Spadina and Harvard. And dude comes, drops it off. I give him $50 plus the cab fare to get there. So like whatever, like, but I give him a $50 tip. Get the phone bill. He is racked up my phone, $400 extra calling his people in, in different countries. I was so choked. And then of course, like didn't get his card, didn't get anything. And would never have been able to prove it, but yeah, it was crazy, man. It was crazy.
I hate that.
I got banged on. Yeah.
I lost my phone in Toronto and left my phone in a taxi cab and calling it. And it was like this this head chef of this incredible restaurant. And he's like, yeah, just come down to my restaurant. I'll give you the phone. And it was like, oh, oh no.
I thought McGee wasn't going to be playing in this game. He's out there, man. Oh, he's banging too.
Ooh, Sham,
man. Oh my God. Sham, wow. That's what's up. Damn.
Yeah, they don't believe it. I don't believe it either, actually, Tim. Okay, yeah. There was a guy with a huge hammer on it. You're right. You're right.
You got, bro, what's what happened? What's happening? How this is still a story? Oh my God, dude. As a comedian, do you want? Have you talked it to death, Jimmy? Do we need to give it any air or nah?
I'm over it. I'm finally. I'm just finally not thinking about it. For whatever reason, it was just in my head for every second moment. Just because, I've been confronted on stage too, and to see somebody that we spent our childhood with go up and slap someone who I believe is a top 5 comic in my lifetime. If you add, in comedy's history, you can easily put up lists that Rock's not on. But
he's arguably in the top 5 greatest comedian. I think so too, for sure.
My lifetime, he is for sure. And the way I was in LA the year he hosted the Oscars. I believe it had to be the Oscars, right? But and I watched him build his set every night at the Improv. I watched him. We would go down after our shows and just watch Chris Rock work out, and I just and also when he first started dropping albums, he would start a bit, and maybe Louis C.K. We hear all these different people were helping, right? Whatever, I don't care. He would start a bit, and it would come full circle. It would end where it begun, and it's sort of like a John Donne poem, but it was like, I love that ability to start a story and talk that story for 8 minutes and then kind of finish on the same line. I've always, so it's always stuck in my head, the skill it takes to do something like that. And I do things similar like that too. So when I heckle at a baseball game, I'll always open by screaming out the player's first name. And then I'll say whatever I have to say. And then I would button it by screaming his first name again. I've always, I know that's not, but Chris Rock, thinking about how you always end where you start has played all throughout, my thought process. I'm very good at heckling in baseball games too. I don't swear, and I never have a drink in my hand when I heckle.
Good man.
Yeah. So those 2 rules, parents with children laugh, they laugh.
Dude, there's something to be said about a good heckler, especially at a sports game. You know what I mean? If you can get the crowd going, it's a beautiful, that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. Yeah, I saw Rock. I've seen him live. Was incredibly impressed. I'm just incredibly impressed by his pen work and his stage presence and how tight everything is. The other thing about Rock is, do you remember, the documentary, The Comedian, of Jerry Seinfeld putting like 60 minutes of clean stuff, like getting
Yeah.
a new 60 minutes.
Yeah.
One of the more compelling parts of that is they're talking about Bill Cosby, and with admiration, both of them are talking about Bill Cosby. And Rock says to Jerry Seinfeld, he goes, I saw Bill Cosby the other night. And Jerry's like, how long did he do? Because he's trying to get a 60 minutes. And he's like, 3 hours. And he's like, 3 hours at his age? He goes, yeah. And he goes, it was so funny that I was like, I want to watch it again. And I went and I watched the second show. And he goes, how long was that one? He goes, it was also 3 hours. He's like, so he just did the same show back to back. And he's like, nah, he did 2 different sets. And then Jerry's, well, how was it? And Chris Rock says it was 2 sets of killer shit. So when Bill Cosby came, the last time he came to Red Robinson in Vancouver, because of Chris Rock, I was like, I've got to go see Bill Cosby. And I went, and it sucked. Like, Bill Cosby these days, like, it's a story about being in the dentist and rambling, and like it may end where it began, but bro, it's like the trip sucked. It's like riding down the I-5 or some shit. You're like, this is just high. You're no scenery out here. And I met him after, and I took a picture with Cosby afterwards. I met him, and even then, like, that man could not see. He was nice, but Chris Rock just he meant so much to me that I was like, I was like, I've got to go see Cosby today. Now, maybe Cosby in the 60s, even Cosby in the 80s when the Cosby Show was a thing, but not Cosby in like 2008 or 2010 or whatever. But I went because of Chris Rock. So yeah, Chris Rock, you owe me $10 or whatever the hell I paid to go see Cosby. But yeah, it's wrong, man. It's wrong. It's wrong. Explaining to my daughter like what had happened and why it had happened. And I think even like, I don't even want to get into like the racial implications, because I think that it's still an overarching problem, that it's okay that you're not going to get thrown out. Like if you slap a black dude on stage, I think that's wrong. I think if the roles were reversed, it wouldn't happen. It should not be okay to do that to anybody. Yeah, I don't know, man. I definitely didn't sit well, and I felt bad for Rock. I thought he upheld himself with composure, but people like, it's acting. I'm like, Chris Rock is not a great actor. He's an incredible comedian. I'm like, there's no way that those crocodile tears that are being held back there, like, he was shook. You could see it. There was that is not an act. That man can't act like that.
Also, like, Chris Rock's not going to come up with a sketch where he's the bitch.
Hell no.
He's not. So,
yeah, but like, I don't know if you saw like the resale value of that Rock Heart tour right now. There was shit going for $7,000.
It exploded. He handled it with aplomb and grace. The joke was bad.
It was a bad joke. Yeah, that was one of the first things that I thought was like, it's not even wasn't a funny joke.
Yeah. I just I think seeing this guy who played such a big part of our youth with Fresh Prince, seeing him like so glossy-eyed and completely out of control was just strange. It was just strange, and then knowing what it's like to be confronted on stage, but knowing that it could happen to top 5 comics in the world on the biggest stage in the world, and then it just shows how vulnerable comedians are and how they'll continue to be, and they'll be even more so now because Will Smith set a precedent where you can, where other people will do what Will Smith did. Because a lot of people have come out, like when Tiffany Haddish came out, I mean, all I could think of when she came out and said, like, I'm proud of what Will Smith did, show some people still love their wives. I thought, man, Common, how were you dating this woman? I mean, I have so much respect for Common, to hear her say something so ridiculous like that.
Here's the other thing. On Monday, I just, for whatever reason, went to his Instagram page, and it wasn't like, I didn't see this take. I didn't know this was going on. I was just like, I wonder what he's been about. About his 8th post on Instagram was him promoting a new show for stand-up comedians. You think that any stand-up comedian, like, worth anything is going to mess with him at all? Like, they need to like kill and dead that show now. There could not be a worse look. You can't have a show about stand-up comedians when you can't take a joke. Like, I've been in bars and clubs with, my girlfriend isn't my girlfriend, my wife. My wife isn't white. And she's not from this country. She's been here for most of her life, but she's not from this country. And if we're in a comedy club, if somebody's gonna take a shot at me or my wife, if it's funny, it's cool. And if it's not, like, you're there, you're fair game. This is part of the game. This is part of the process. Anyhow, I don't know. We probably given it too much weight, but that Crowder, my God, is he a great addition? What other type of player would you want in the playoffs with you than a dude like that, who can bang, intimidate, and can hit a three? He's a beautiful player.
Yeah, he certainly is. He certainly is. Yeah, I agree. We don't need to dwell on anymore. But I just I despised it. I despised seeing him get a standing ovation. That was the worst part of it. I despised that he could just sit there afterwards. I despised that he could give this speech. That just made me so upset. Now, I didn't know what was happening because I was here, capping sports and grinding up the cards. So I didn't know until afterwards when I went home. And but that stuff that people would just. That's okay. What he did, I'll stand up and clap for this man. That man doesn't deserve nothing.
No. I've seen even at the Urban Well. I can't remember his name, man. You would know, but like Urban Well back in the day was a comedy club in Vancouver. Obviously Jimmy knows it intimately, but as a kid, I would go there for fun. But yeah, there was a comic there. I mean, like I'd seen him fight more than once.
Oh, yeah.
You offend somebody, and then he's outside. Joe with a B, so not Buchanan. What was
Johnny
his name?
Bueller?
Was it Bueller? I think
Johnny.
I saw him like smack somebody around afterwards, but the other guy came at him.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah. I mean, Richard Lett would start fights all the time too. I mean, there was a bunch of comics down there. I mean, I was there every Tuesday night. Every Tuesday night I was in Vancouver growing up. Always there. And Robin Williams, we had a bunch of stars always stop by there. There was some Tuesday nights where that was the hottest place to be in Vancouver. I mean, Brent Butt hosted it and made it special. And I mean, there was lots of physical altercations. I don't know. I never had anybody physically, like hit me on that stage. I mean, I had some damn awkward moments. I remember one show. We don't even get into this stuff.
No, now I want to hear it like way more now.
I'm on stage and it's like 2 minutes in, and Kevin Fox walks up and he's a famous Vancouver comic. I'm on stage. He just walks onto the stage and he kisses me on the mouth, and then he walks over to the side, and I'm just like just frozen. And then Joel Walmsley comes up and kisses me on the mouth and walks off, and I'm just like. And then this girl named Paula Antiel came up and kissed me on the mouth. And then Benefield, the BC Lion.
Yeah. David Benefield.
His girlfriend, because Benefield was his girlfriend was a cop. She walked on stage. I'm like 22, 20. She dipped me and kissed me for like 15 seconds. And while she was doing that, Brent poked his head up and said, "Time?"
No.
And I guess people were just like losing their minds. And I didn't say a word.
Did it kill?
They were going nuts. They were going bananas. And then I hadn't said a word. I was just sitting there. And then I was like, "Battle of the Sexes. It's 2-2." And then like this really attractive girl came up and kissed me. And it was just nuts. Like it was just like, and then
my God. I never heard that story.
It doesn't start well.
That's funny, man.
But you're just like you're really vulnerable on stage.
Oh God, yeah.
And when I was 22, 23, like I got heckled more than any comic I thought working. Like I would just get heckled nonstop because I was 22, 23, and I looked like I was 16 or 17. I would get heckled nonstop. I get heckled all the time. It made me strong and be able to handle hecklers. And look at that. Dan Kelly says, "Cash that third quarter. Easy, never in doubt." Also got the third quarter money line. Dan Kelly plus 360. Oh, wow. We have big boy bets coming in. Jeff Slaughter just put $1,000 on the Pelicans money line. Says, "Let's get this weekend started."
Oh, my God. And Slaughter has been in every province and territory except Quebec and Newfoundland.
His dad. Yeah, his dad, right? His dad's a telecom company that outfits every prison in Canada except Ontario. Says Ontario is the worst people to deal with. And he says Quebec's the hardest city to do business in the country. And he has every province and territory except Quebec and Newfoundland.
Man.
And he just put $1,000 in the penalty.
Sorry, not Ontario. I feel like a dick now, Quebec. I'm sorry, Ontario peeps. You sound like a Canadian there, Slaughter. You got the language down. Already getting your apologies out and everything. You'll fit right in.
And Dan Kelly says, I love to heckle at baseball games. You have to come up with just the right thing to make the crowd laugh and needle the player. Tough to do, but when it hits, it's sweet. Yeah, I love it too. The simple rules. Very simple rules. And when I watch somebody heckling with a beer in their hand, I'm like, oh, the kids don't want you don't want your kid to look at that. And when I watch someone heckle and swear, I'm like, oh man, this is a family ball game. You don't swear, you don't have a drink in your hand, and then I always open by screaming the player's first name as loud as possible, and then closing with it as loud as possible. And then the reason why it works is because after a few heckles at work, then when I open with somebody's name, they start laughing right away.
They know it's coming.
But then I've got them. I know I've got them. I've got them. And then,
you know what? Heckling too. There's a heckling voice. Like if you've got if a guy's got a good voice for heckling, you know what I mean? Like because it's loud and it's a scream. It's got to be able to cut through an audience. It's got to be able to cut through a stadium or open air. I remember I was at a game at then GM Place in Vancouver. And Erin Andrews is like a local, I don't know, like she's been on news and done Entertainment Tonight and whatever. She's an attractive gal. And she started doing like in-game interviews at, I used to have friends that played lacrosse. So they play lacrosse and they try to get people out. And she would be across on the other side of the stadium. And there was a guy whose voice, he would just be like, Erin! And it was Erin! And he was getting her attention and like, throwing game at her, but like in a funny, like family way. But his voice projected across the stadium to the point she's on the mic blaring through the stadium. And she was like, she would still give that stupid, giggly, like embarrassed smile that she's getting hit on in front of, 12,000 people. But it was a great heckler voice, like unbelievable. I had the command of the stadium just from sitting up.
What my friend Tim, he's here with me on this trip, and he came down to Costa Rica with me for the first 3 months I was working down there, and we went to a boxing match, a female boxing match down there.
Yeah. And
I was, obviously cheering for the Costa Rican boxer, but I would scream this very high-pitched scream, and I would scream it so loud. I've got this high-pitched scream that, it always gets laughs, and I want to do it here.
Hang on, but you just scream? You don't say anything? You just scream?
Scream, yeah. And the Costa Ricans loved it. Because it's like it's a happy scream. I maybe if I have a couple more drinks, I'll give you an idea. But it's just this high pitched scream, like I got to move from the mic a little bit, but I would be like, ah, and I would do it like really loud and over again when she'd start, getting punches in, and everybody around me, they loved it so much, And then next thing you know, I'm draped in a Costa Rican flag,
No.
Yeah, they've got me. All I had to do was just scream as loud as possible anytime she started punching.
Oh my God, that's so good. In your time in Costa Rica, did you pick up any Spanish? Did you try to get some of the language down?
Yeah, we have we have that on tape actually too. We filmed me. What's funny? It's funny you asked that because when we first got there, somebody would say something to me in Spanish. Like we're talking day 1, day 2, day 3. I'd be like, I'm sorry, no español, and they would be like, treat me like a pariah. They'd be like,
right.
And then Tim was like, say, lo siento, mi español no bueno. And as soon as I started saying that, they'd be like, because you're trying.
Yeah, man.
So just saying lo siento, mi español no bueno. So there was a couple, phrases that I could say very well, So like, when my parents would come down to visit the first time, like, I apologize for not speaking Spanish. I'd say a couple more things, and they would think I could speak Spanish.
Oh man, amazing.
But no, I couldn't. I didn't learn anything. I wish I had more time.
Amazing. I remember my wife is Colombian.
Oh, nice.
And so when I first met her, and actually her and I met with me leaving a cell phone in a taxi cab, if you can believe it. When we were talking about that, I was going to bring it up, but it's a long story. We'll get into it on another day. But I really loved this woman when I met her, and Latina, Spanish. So I got my homie got me the Rosetta Stone. because he knew that I got a really good buddy who got me this Rosetta Stone. And I started, man. But as soon as like I knew she was in the bag, I was like, well,
Yeah, that reminds me so much of my girl. My girl, when we first started dating, she was asking all about football. She's like, "Explain it to me. Let me know." And as soon as I was like, "I love you," it never came up again. She didn't get it. No, never.
but she likes some sports, no?
Yeah, I mean, she's down. She's down to go to games and stuff like that, and she's upset that she hasn't picked up more or whatever. She doesn't dislike sports. By the way, the first bet for Bridget Case. Not that this is going to matter because one of the bets that was placed by, let's pull this up. But Bridget Case is going to lose the Louisville plus 8.5.
Okay. Hey Jimmy, I'm just gonna open my door. I'm in my little studio down here, and it's a sweat box. So I'm gonna open it. I'll be right back, y'all. Hold tight.
Do your thing, all good. Do your thing, all good. So let's go over action right now on today's card. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Really fun group. Slaughter, Dennis Garcia, Dan Kelly. Thank you guys for hanging with us here. And let's just go over the action right now. So I'm having another really nice night in NBA. I mean, it will help to pick up this. It won't be quite $2, like 160 or so, but I'm having a really nice night in NBA, and it's just because of the cappers that I work with, man. Dan Kelly got me on Washington. Now Dan Kelly just made a ton of money on Washington. I did not, but I did bet $150 on a plus 8 minus 110. Dan Kelly had him, by the way, plus 3 at plus 250. I mean, that's just spectacular work. So let me get all the scores up right now. I've cashed the first quarter over, and that was a spot that Tease and Ixnizzle were like hammering away at me to bet. They were like, "You got to bet this," because that was a game where the expert eye on the show, he just didn't want to have anything to do with it. He didn't want to talk about it. He's like a bum fight. It's a bum fight. He doesn't want to talk about it. And so that's a casher. And then my other bet here is not looking good. It's the under in Portland, San Antonio. So that's an under 230.5. So there's nothing to worry about. And I think that Portland will buckle as the game goes on, but it's 28-22 right now in that spot, 28-22. All right, here we are a minute and 27 seconds left in the first half. I've got the 2 live bets in. We've got Jon Orlando's live bet here in as well. Let's take another look at that. Dylan Brooks over 4.5 boards. Let's take a look at that here and see where he stands on that one. And then I want to, I'm going to go replenish my beverage, and I want to be back for halftime. I can hang with you at halftime. So
yeah, I got you.
Let's just take a quick look and see exactly where he stands on the. Let's go here. Oh, nice. God, they keep getting close and then they go further away. Brooks is sitting on 2 boards right now, but God, he's been spectacular. What a basketball player. They're plus 19 when he's on the floor.
Wow. That's insane.
All right. There's about a minute and a half left. I will be back to go over everybody's action here. We don't have Bridget's live bet yet, Dennis.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. No, we don't have Bridget's yet. I hit them up. I'll hit them up again. I mean, it would be kind of the what was that trivia game called where you could phone a friend or whatever? Do you remember that show? Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Millionaire, yeah.
I thought it was dope that one time the guy calls his dad, like he uses his one lifeline. He's like, "Dad, I don't need you. I just want you to know I'm about to win $1 million."
Yeah,
like, I think that, maybe Bridge is like, "Yo, I'm just gonna throw away $50 and let the gods keep this one," because there is a $50 fine in place if
like Bridget, man. Bridget will fire something at us.
Yeah.
She's just waiting. She's probably watching Louisville.
That's true.
Louisville right now. Okay, I'll be right back. I'll be back to go over all the action at halftime. I'm just going to replenish. I'll be right back.
I got you. Man, I tell you guys this, watching the Grizzlies play and watching this team be this good, and they've been solid in the past. I mean, they've been a gutsy little franchise, but it for somebody who lives in Vancouver and loves basketball, plays basketball, to have lost a franchise really hurts. It really hurts. And the other, the idea that just wouldn't come back. It wasn't great. It didn't really work here. Oh, big shot by Crowder. I know I'm way behind you guys, but another big ass shot by Crowder. It's like a hockey town, and yeah, it's a shame. And they really did do a disservice. We were crippled. I mean, the very opposite. When the Vegas Knights came in, they had a really good shake, a very fair and like equitable way into the league, plus a GM that really knew what they were doing, and they found themselves relevant immediately, where the Grizzlies were really handicapped by not being able to get top picks or even be eligible for years. And yeah, that was tough. I think even more shameful is the fact that Seattle doesn't have a franchise. I'm of the mind, and I know it doesn't matter for ownership. You can have a poor owner, but I always think that if your team has got a chip, there's got to be some cement there that your team cannot leave or go anywhere. I know it's not the only sport that it's happened in, but certainly like Seattle was such a big part of the Pacific Northwest coming up. And even then, that was part of the reason why Vancouverites maybe weren't that invested in this Grizzlies team, is because a lot of people here, especially me, that came up really at the right age when the Grizzlies came. I was a young kid, so but even then, like basketball had a huge impact on me as a kid, and so we looked at Seattle, those Seattle teams, and I'm talking about like Sean Kemp, Gary Payton, the Big Smooth, Detlef Schrempf, those teams. They were so much fun to watch. And then to be gone, man. It's just it is too bad. But with Chris Paul too, I had the opportunity to see Durant and Chris Paul play against one another back then. Paul was a Hornet and Durant was a Sonic, right? Greg Oden went number 1 to Portland with his old ass, and Durant went to Seatown. And God, I couldn't really tell too much about Durant then, but Chris Paul was mesmerizing with the ball. Just an incredible, and that's part of the reason why I've got an affinity toward him still to this day. But I just love the way that guy plays point. Dan Kelly, 100%. Look at this. They should have made the change of name when they moved to Memphis. Could not agree more. But I mean, I guess the NBA's got a long-standing tradition of not doing that. I mean, I guess the most famous example is the LA Lakers. Speaking of Lakers, anybody watching Winning Time? I guess they could not get the title Showtime because there's a network called Showtime, and maybe Showtime is trademarked or not copywritten, but maybe somebody owns a trademark and they couldn't get it. I watched the first episode of Winning Time, and initially I was upset. I'd read Magic Johnson's autobiography, and I just watched. Did you guys listen to Donald Sterling's podcast? They did a 30 for 30 podcast on Sterling, and Sterling had a pretty big part in helping Buss get it just with a loan, and it was like Sterling was kind of cheaping out on getting it. He certainly could have purchased the Lakers back then too, and I think that he looked what Buss was doing as a status symbol, and that's what got him to get into the Clippers and really run that franchise into the ground. But first I was like upset that they were missing so much of the factual stuff, and then when I started looking at it as just a comic book, then I started having fun with that show. I was just talking about Winning Time. Jimmy, you seen that show yet?
The Lakers show?
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're not much of a fiction dude.
No, I watched it. I watched an episode a couple weeks ago, late, like at 1:32 in the morning after a poker game ended. I don't. If it's about sports, I mean, yes, I don't like fiction, but if it's about sports, I mean, I'll watch it. So I have some interest in watching it. Is it good?
I was just saying this. I got a live bet from Bob that I sent to you, so I'm going to give you a second. But I was just saying here, I'd read the Magic Johnson's auto buy, and Donald Sterling they did a 30 for 30 on Donald Sterling. So I had some, pretty intimate knowledge about Magic and how how Jerry Buss acquired the Lakers, and there's actually a through line that is threaded in with Sterling, and they really kind of overlooked some of those essential facts, and it pissed me off because I'm like, it's HBO, they're going to do it, and then I realized like, okay, Magic's working on his own development show. Nobody signed off on it, and when I looked at it as a comic book representation of the facts that had taken place, then I started to allow myself to really have fun with it, because like they've made Jerry West in an animal, and Pat Riley, like his arc is starting as this very sheepish player and not like this 6'6" handsome dude who already had a championship. They make him so vulnerable, but it is fun. I mean, it's John C. Riley, the world that they're doing. They're not straying away from like, women and drugs and like the time. The other thing that you'll really like about it is they spent a ton of money on it. It's shot like in 16 mil and 35, but I think it's almost exclusively 16 mil. So the picture quality is just so dope, dude. Like the shots look good and beautiful and gritty. And so it you know what, when I took away, like, it's got to be something that's to fact and true to life, and just enjoyed it for like, it's gummy bears and not supposed to be nourishment. I was like, yo, these are really good gummy bears.
Yeah, no, that makes a ton of sense. When you have the right expectations for a film or for something, then you can enjoy it. I mean, I just don't watch anything anymore. So like, if I want examples, I have to go back to like, like when this is how far back I got to go, because I don't go see anything anymore. But like if you, when we went to see Little Nicky, they said it was the worst movie that had ever been made.
Oh yeah.
So they said it was just awful, right? So when I went in expecting the worst movie ever made, like This Is the End, that Seth Rogen movie.
Yeah.
I had really low expectations for it. So when I watched it, I laughed, very hard at it. So I get it. We've got a bunch of stuff going on right now, a bunch of action coming in, but I think I might. I don't see when I'll have time to watch any fiction. I just let Fong watch stuff. My girl's named Fong, so I just let her watch stuff, and I'll just sit back and prepare for my action, which is going very well today so far. So we have right now the biggest live bet has come in from our chat. We have $1,000 on the Pelicans money line.
My man.
How do we not keep an eye on that? That pops off in a while. Still, we still got a while. That pops off in an hour and 17
minutes. The Slaughterhouse. Does he get down like that? He's throwing G's around.
That's not a big bet for Slaughter.
Wow, Slaughter! I really like the cut of your jib.
That's not a big bet at all for him. He's just trying to get the weekend started. So Dan Kelly and Slaughter talking about the big Villanova game, Villanova, Kansas, and I don't know if that's going to come into play. I want it to come into play. The problem is, the reason why I don't know if it will come into play is we needed Bob to I don't like the 1-6 game parlay, but oh, wait a minute. He didn't have the Mavericks.
No, man, you said no.
Okay,
no Mavs.
Still live. I thought he had the Mavs and he was done. Okay, so you're telling me there's a chance.
I'm telling you there's a chance.
So Slaughter making a very interesting comment, and it's important. The public is hammering Kansas tomorrow, and it's right. The public is hammering Kansas tomorrow. He says Vegas needs Villanova. I think I'm taking Nova, and Bob Guiney is on Villanova. I would love for our show if this could come into play, because Bridget is on Kansas money line and has already lost Louisville plus 8.5.
Oh my God!
I would love if that could come into play, and it actually could. It's actually possible to come into play, because we just need. I mean, if this money line parlay comes in, now it's all up for grabs.
Oh baby, it would be absolutely. The Celtics are up right now, by the way.
Yeah, let's go over all of that, because there's some big ones. He's got the Bucks and they're down 11, but I just what a tough spot. Like when they cut, the 8 of the 10 starters are not in the lineup. 8 of the 10 starters are not in the lineup. I mean, it's just awful. But there are only chances right there. Now, Jon Orlando's got his action, and Tiffany Michelle has her action tomorrow in EPL. Chelsea, Tottenham, Liverpool, Raptors, West Ham, McElroy round 2, Chelsea. Let's see, we got McElroy round 2 there twice. But Raptors, Liverpool, Kansas champions, UConn. Only one of these can hit, right? Because she's got 2 champions, right. North Carolina champions. So I'm not a big fan of that action, but we'll see. We will see. And then John's got his UFC action up. So we can't really.
Do you know where he's at? He's in the Cage Warriors. There isn't UFC, so it's this Cage Warriors thing that's
Cage
popping
Warriors-
off tomorrow.
Is it going tonight, Cage Warriors?
No. It goes tomorrow. Yeah.
Here's another thing. Slaughter does not only put out huge bets, but look at the cookies that his mom made.
Oh,
Fiesta, little pub sports radio cookies.
look at the Zoom. How are we getting that Zoom?
I'm telling you, man, we're in the studio.
What the deal? Damn.
Yeah. And I'm going to eat a delicious cookie very soon.
Wait, hang on. Is that a box or is that an actual cookie?
It's a cookie.
No.
Mm.
Damn.
Delicious.
Slaughter's mom. I love. You know what? I gotta say, to Slaughter, I love the branding. That logo is so slick to me. I love it. The headset with the mic over the pint. It's so inviting. Yo, do they have shirts down there, Jimmy? If I wire you some cash, do you get me one?
Slaughter's not like that, man. Slaughter will hook you up with a shirt and he'll force me to bring it home to you. So
it's not Slaughter's mom. It's his old lady.
Oh, I was told. Okay, I was told. Oh, wow, it's very, very impressive work.
Damn, it even sounds good. Good to it's got like a good crunch and everything. Yo, it does have a good crunch. I guessed a chip playing Warzone a month ago. Everybody's like snacking and getting high and playing video games. I jumped on, and homie's like, guess what kind of chip? And he bites in. I'm like, Dorito Cool Ranch? And he's like, yep. And it was one of the biggest calls of my life. And I know that's pathetic, and it shows you how pitiful my life has been. But it was like nobody to share it with. There's a million chip options.
That is an impressive call.
Yeah.
Very impressive call.
Yeah. And he like sent a picture over it. I was like, it was legit.
Oh,
and now we play that game now, and no one's ever done it. It's the stupidest game ever. What chip is it? Old dress lays. I don't know. But that sounded like a good cookie.
Slaughter says free on the house, my man. Like I know Slaughter's style. He would just want to hook you up.
Nah, man. I my style. I want to support. I would love to support. But
it's a movie like that for him. Where you have the right expectations for. Is Bobcat Sleeping Dogs Lie. Says, I love Bobcat, can't wait. Everyone told me it was a disgusting movie, so I went to see it expecting the worst, and I liked it. What's one of yours, Kip, a movie where you were told this is going to be the worst movie or a terrible movie, and you went and you were like, man, I dig this?
Yeah. Somebody told me this isn't really a hot take because all of those ones were ones that were kind of critically panned. That rap movie, it's hard out here for a pimp when you ain't got Hustle and Flow. I had friends see it and they're like, it's the worst movie. And like, I'm so easy. Like in life, I don't have a ton of emotion. I've lost friends and haven't had the ability to cry. But watching a movie sometimes, like the little kid gets his dream or the guy like fulfills something. Like I just love seeing people achieve things. It makes me happy seeing, people find their happiness, you know what I mean? And that movie really got me. Like I was like welling up and it was a simple story. But I definitely was like, what are you guys talking about? Like, I loved it. I'll tell you one thing is that I remember when Half Baked came out, when people saw it, I definitely like to this day, Half Baked is one of my films. The guy who played the villain in that, I think his name is Clarence Williams, and he's like a real dude. And I actually think at the Oscars this year in the memoriam section, he was he passed, and his name in Half Baked. Oh man,
oh nice.
I can't remember what his name was in Half Baked, but I was working at the Sutton, and at the Sutton place in Vancouver back then, that's where like when I was working there, Schwarzenegger stayed there, Spielberg stayed there, Anthony Hopkins stayed there, and this dude was staying there shooting. Like everybody who was shooting something stayed there, and I called him by his character name from Half Baked, and I have never been looked that hard at Lifetime.
Oh.
Oh, bro, like he fucking it was to me it was like giving him props, but for him it was probably something he did for money that he really did not want to do, that he hated doing. Do you remember that movie Half Baked?
Oh God, yeah. I mean, I remember. Yeah, every movie you've spoken of, I remember. But I loved Half Baked. I mean, it was easy because Chappelle was, God. Back then he's not. He doesn't hold the status that he once held anymore. For me,
Yeah.
I find that he's improvising, for long periods of time, and after a while he'll touch on something magic. But there's just a ton of improvisation, which I mean is all good. I mean, how else do you come up with material? Do you want to show them what it's part of Fiesta? You want to show them? Okay. So
What you guys got?
well, it's Fiesta. So there's all these very important treats that are part of Fiesta.
What?
And that's the different food than normal, and So this is the fried chicken on a stick, and it's fried chicken.
You got some chicky on sticky?
Yeah, with a jalapeno on it.
Damn, son.
And it's like, is this the main, like the big? This is the big thing for San Antonio Fiesta, and it looks incredible. Like
I love fried chicken.
It looks unbelievable. And they're down here. It's a huge seller down here at Southtown 101, and the streets are blocked off, and all the streets are blocked off, and it's just a
damn
party in here.
I think if you could I just looked at myself on my computer, and it looked you could put the hearts coming out of my eyes,
Yeah.
or like the nose where like the cat just follows its nose to the pie on the windowsill.
I don't know if you want to hear the crunch on this one.
Yeah, man, give me the crunch.
Right.
Get into it.
Man.
I'm actually all about that crunch.
Okay, let's do it. Oh, this looks so good.
Yo, when you come to oh yeah. Oh, that's a tender piece of chicken. Not too much crunch.
Mm.
Oh, I'm so jealous of you right now.
Mm. Oh.
My man Hamid owns a spot called Pepina in Vancouver, and he does Hammer's famous fried chicken on Saturdays. It is the baddest fried chicken sandwich ever. It's so crazy. An incredible chef. Incredible story too, actually. This kid, you got to come to Vancouver sometime soon too, Jimmy. I know it's not in the Cali just yet, but
well, no, I'm supposed to come at Christmas time. Like it's been like, I don't know, God, it's been almost 5 years since I've been home. So,
all right, well, save me a dance on the dance card if yeah.
Well, I'll come through the North Shore for sure because of Costa Rica and then the pandemic. I just haven't been there, and so it's. I mean, I don't know when last time I'd be there. Maybe 2016.
Yeah, you're due.
I'm guessing right now. We are back in the game here. I've got 2 live bets here. Let's talk about the other live bet that just came in. Oh, thank you. Around here.
Is Jose in studio right now?
Yeah, Kip, I am. I'm watching him frantically look for his phone on the floor.
He got amazing. What's up, Jose? Are you gonna jump in front of the camera at some point?
Yeah, I can jump in front of the camera for you, Kip. I will. Kip, my first question is, I said this to Jimmy right before we went on air. What the fuck is that hat, man?
This is a Grizzlies hat.
No, not the hat. Not that hat you're wearing. The hat you're wearing above Jimmy right there, your little fedora.
Oh shit! Yeah. Oh, that is a fedora, but it was a straw fedora that I got before I went to Colombia. Look at you taking shots at me, Jose. You figure out how to skate, man. You figure out how to ice skate, and then come talk to me.
Kip, I'll dust your ass too. Don't you worry about that.
Oh my God, this man talks so much noise. You're reckless with the chat, man. You're reckless with that chat, Jose.
He's 24 years old, man. He doesn't the class of a fedora. He's a boy.
Oh man, my straw fedora. Look at Jimmy's face. What am I supposed to look like, Jimmy?
Yeah, man. I didn't do that. I don't know. I don't think they weren't trying to make me look like a class act in this picture.
Hey, for the record, Jose, I did not submit that picture. They literally jumped in, grabbed something off the interwebs.
I got deleted.
Man, I might have to come down to San Antonio. Hey, Jose, is that home for you? Are you close to home? No, you're in Albuquerque, aren't you?
Albuquerque. Wow.
No, New Mexico. Where are you?
That I'm from Albuquerque from. No, I was I'm here, San Antonio.
Yeah, okay, San Antonio.
Home base. Yeah, no, I've been very Venezuelan, but been here for like 6 years now.
Oh, Venezuela.
Jimmy has not invited me to Canada yet, and I'm waiting for that invite. So
I'm inviting you right now. It's official. And Slaughter, and Jose. There's more than enough space for you two cats up here. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's different. It's different up here, but I think the United States folks generally come up here. They take the piss out of us for a little bit, and then they meld in. You guys like it. We're your little brother. We want to show off. We know we're the little step redheaded brother that gets no love down there, but it's good. It's fun up here, man. For real, it is good. You'd like it.
The live bet, the $150 wager was sent in by
Jon Orlando. No,
we have Jon Orlando did the Dylan Brooks over 4.5 boards.
Okay. Do we have an update on that?
Yeah, he's at 2 boards right now.
Still. Okay. I'm going to text message. I don't know if Tiff has enough money to bet, but I hit her.
But who was? Oh, this was Bob Guiney.
That was Bob. Yeah.
I like this bet. He's on the
0.5. Yeah.
Minus a half. So on the Suns minus a half here, live betting. And we are in business. 61.58 Memphis. And this is right around the time where I should pick up $180 is what I think. Right around the time. We are still waiting on 2 more live bets. One from our possible champ, and one from Tiffany Michelle, who's still got a shot. Where's Tiff, man? Tiff, I guess she's in Toronto. She needs somebody to send her a message.
I got her. I asked her if she has any live action, and she just responded with an expletive. God, Chris Paul is a beautiful player. Man.
And step up.
Okay, Jimmy, is it too on the nose right now to look at to look at Phoenix and think that they can win this year?
Well, no, absolutely not. I mean, their number 1 seed in the Western Conference. We have Jose Bouquet making his first appearance on Best Bettor here.
What is up, Jose? Oh, does he got the shades on?
Yeah. I've been told I look like Stevie Wonder. Does that track?
We got to move you closer in.
Hold on. Let me get in a little closer. I probably should have zoomed out the camera a little bit, but
Hey, Jose, you give Jimmy a kiss. Let's see if that bit still works.
No.
If he doesn't eat that chicken on a stick here soon, we're gonna have words because it smells really good.
It's phenomenal.
Well, you didn't get one, Jose. You got to try some.
He got it for me.
Yeah, no, I'm a good guy. I paid for Jimmy's meal today too. He got his steaks, by the way. Steak bet officially paid for one of the many people that I owe steaks to, and then no one else came and claimed them. So successful weekend for me, Kep. Weekend.
Good weekend for you. And can you see who's knocking at the door, Jimmy?
And we have our possible. She's pumped, man.
She is jacked up. I'd be jacked up too.
Yeah,
hell
man.
Yeah.
We have our possible champ here. Let me just set this up so that I can get it smooth here.
Yes.
I
believe in you.
Let's bring in the winner of the regular season. Opened this final week up 14 hundo. Champs in the building.
The champ is here.
Please welcome Bridget Case.
The champs are here. Sorry I have it crooked. I just got home from my house, and I jumped on to watch some women's college basketball and start streaming, and then here I am.
How you doing, Bridge? How you feeling?
I'm doing great. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm kind of bummed that Louisville just lost, the Louisville ladies, so shout out to them. Sorry, Philip Rivers is screaming.
Yeah, tell him to settle down.
Shut up.
Did he have another few kids? What's going on with Phil?
Oh my God. Yeah, probably he's having like triplets right now at some point. I don't know. But oh my gosh, I figure, you know what? I've just had so much fun with this, even if for some reason every single one of my bets, just poops hard today and tomorrow. Life is good, and I've had so much fun, but also I'm okay because obviously my first one hit earlier today. No one was paying attention to that Fresno State Coastal Carolina game. So
the basketball classic, is that over?
Yeah, they won. Fresno State won today, and so yeah, I think it's over. I think I've never heard of it before. I think it's a new thing.
Yeah, the basketball classic. Let me get over there right now.
They're just like, they know nobody can get enough college basketball during this time. So let's have 3 tournaments all at once because that makes sense.
It does. Hey, Bridge, that's our homie Jose. He's in the building with us.
I'm actually the biggest Bridget Case fan there is. As a frequent Bettor watcher, I mean, I only root for the best, and that's where my money was on this season. So
let's go. Let's go. Oh my gosh, I'm touched. I will say though, it was tough for me. I didn't have as much time to really think and let my bet sink this morning because I had to go over to my house and meet the countertop guys. But
don't we all?
Honestly, right. So honestly, I just felt like betting this weekend for a Final Four. I just kind of had this weird feeling of I didn't want to let either Duke or North Carolina down because I've just fallen so in love with these teams that I just didn't even touch it.
Sure.
But anyway, so that's not a very good best better strategy. That's my point.
It's important to know which spots that you want to stay away from. I mean, that's as important as anything. The one thing, Bridget, that I know that makes me not the kind of capper that I want to be is that I can get off of a play. If I have a plan and then I break it down with a few people and I'm like, okay, I will get off the play. I don't have the skill yet to then move on to the other side. I'm only good enough right now to get off the play.
And not thinking that,
And then the other side hits at such a high percentage. And I just was like, well, at least I saved money or whatever.
Right.
Is that just a testicular fortitude there? Is that just balls, cojones, as we say down here?
Well, that's what that's what I'm thinking it is. I think you just got to go for it.
Well, that we were talking about that right now, before the show started, because YG has this song out called "Scared Money Don't Make Money,"
Sure.
and people say that to me all the time. They say, "Scared money don't make money," because I'm afraid of the NBA. But I am now up about 6.5 units on the season in NBA, and I was down like 23 units at one point earlier in the year. But I caught. I have a healthy fear of the NBA, and they're always like, "Well, scared money don't make money," and But I don't care if I get scared gambling. I gamble every single day, and I have a healthy fear of what it's like. And when I get peer pressured into oh, you should move on this or whatever, and I
know. I've let my audience peer pressure me into, especially a couple over-unders in times past where I was not feeling comfortable, and I let my audience peer pressure me in, and it was not the right call. But honestly, I've said this time and time again, I really have to stay in my lane for whatever sport it is, and for some reason, for me, college basketball is just so much easier and more comfortable for me than NBA, because I just feel like NBA, even though March Madness is very unpredictable, NBA, it's I don't know, I get it, because I get really I was really nervous making my bet today, and you'll probably see why I made such a wimpy bet, and I was just I'll just take the money line because I felt stressed out this morning, and I feel like I'm just not NBA educated enough to make a good bet, so I just wimped out. And
Hey, one second there, Jimmy. We got Bob knocking at the door, and I also have a bet from Tiffany Michelle.
This is very exciting, and we want to talk more about how you bet today, because you could have done it in almost an unfair way, because we don't have a rule set for this, and we'll talk about that, because we felt like you were very fair with how you bet, so don't worry about that. Bridget, can you use your phone sideways?
Yeah, I can do that.
Beautiful. There it is. Okay.
I feel bad because I put my other phone tripod in the other room, so this one's just kind of low. So I'm sorry.
No, it's great. It looks great. Okay. Oh, wait, Bob. Okay, Bob's doing the same thing. Bob's getting his phone. Okay, Bob. The only person who has a chance. You're telling me there's a chance.
There's a chance.
Oh, you're saying there's a chance.
Lord, next guest. Jose's giving the thumbs down.
Boo.
Jose's on the Bridget Case team. Let's bring on your
Jose. I feel like you and I are going to be absolute besties.
Let's bring out your second place right now in the best better. And there are going to be multiple seasons of this show, and we want the winner back at some point.
Yes.
But only the winner, Bob.
That's it.
I'm joking, Bob.
It's okay, Bob. You're a winner in my heart.
Let's bring in the only person who has a chance to leapfrog Bridget Case and be your best better. Please welcome to the show the Bachelor from season 4, Bob Guiney in the house.
Big shot, Bob. What up?
What's happening?
Jose, I know I'm not as pretty as Bridget, but I do think that I got a chance, man. I got a chance, baby, and I can't wait for season 2.
I think you're prettier, truthfully, but I'm here for the capping. Bridget's just a better capper. What can we say?
She is, no question.
Bob, you got some bad luck today on the Milwaukee Bucks. We didn't know when you placed the bet early this morning that the Bucks weren't going to be putting their best foot forward, so they sat a bunch of their starters. So I don't know. That everything else is still looking pretty good. Yeah, Jimmy.
Yeah, but nothing else gets me there. The only way I got there was with what I thought was a sure thing parlay. You know what I mean? I was basically taking all the odds-on favorites. I can't believe that the Bucks, man.
That was what we said. We said 6-game parlay. What could go wrong?
A sure thing parlay. That's like such an oxymoron.
You know, if you looked at it, I took the favorite in every single game. I never do anything like that. My chaos theory is normally far more chaotic.
I get it. I did that last week with women's college basketball. I did the same thing. Like I did a sure thing parlay. So I get it. I get it.
Hey, Bridge, do you have anything? Did you give us your in-game? I know
I didn't. You know what? I wanted to give Bob the benefit of the doubt. I wanted to let some people kind of just like feel like they were in the competition.
Get him, Bridget.
And just,
Oh, look at Jose.
I just wanted people to feel, like they had a chance, even though they really don't. So, I literally just rolled in the door. I got my new countertops installed today. So, and they messed up a bunch of stuff. So
they always do. They always do.
So, so anyway, so I rushed home and I sat down. I'm like, okay. I watched the end of the South Carolina Louisville women's game, and then obviously UConn Stanford here is kicking off in a bit. But my point is, I have no idea what's going on in the NBA right now, so I'm about to check in because I've got women's college basketball up right now. So, I don't know.
Feel good.
So, I mean, I will take some. Again, NBA is not my strong suit, so I will take. I mean, Jose, do you want to?
Well, let's discuss options right now. Why don't we do that?
Can I phone a friend? Great.
Options right now because Bob Guiney and I are on the same live action. We're on the same live action. And I like what Bob has done. Bob has bet $150 on the Suns live minus a half. So the Suns to take care of business at minus 122. And earlier on the show, when the Grizzlies had their big lead, I went to town on the Suns. I made $200 bets. One at even money, minus 102, and the other at minus 114. So
nice.
Yeah, so I'm right with you, Bob. We're reading the same literature, baby.
I love it.
I'm taking a look. Give me a.
And Tiffany Michelle has since come in.
Oh my goodness.
To give you an idea of how things have drastically changed, she moved on the Suns at minus 250.
What?
I don't. So she got because now they're right in this game. Let me move over to what they are right now. The Suns live right now are minus 270. Bob, my gosh. That's got to make us feel pretty good about ourselves.
I feel like we were pretty smart on that one. I feel like we were capping, as Jose said.
How's that? The only other bet that I was thinking of making this morning was CP3 on assists. So I'm checking that out right now because
that sounds like a winning capper right there.
Oh, but that's all locked. So that's a really dumb idea. Never mind.
Well, hang on. I might be able to bring that up for you.
Okay.
The in-game. Wait a second.
So there's Dennis says, how on earth is Phoenix minus 250 going to cash? Dennis, by the way, is a big fan of you, Bridget. And Dennis Garcia is a great capper. He's a big fan of your work.
Is he the one that said Bridget will be like behind and then hit a huge parlay because why not?
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Love that guy.
He also said this, because we're talking about fair play. And Jose said to us that there should be a rule that you can't take a minus 300 or 400 favorite with a big bet come up along playoff time. And you know what? And you minus 295, you're the minus 200, but there's no rule in place, and that's not unfair. What you did, I think, was completely. And you took a plus 8.5, and so I feel I'm told we think you've been extremely fair. But Dennis said if he was in your spot, he would have made 4 10% bets at minus 1,000.
Just to protect it, right? Just to protect your bankroll.
Okay, I will be honest though. I didn't want Jimmy to give me shit for that because I feel like when he analyzes your bets, like I knew that Jimmy would be like, "What? This is a terrible bet. Why did you do this?"
No, if anything, we didn't really think about it until Dennis brought it up. That Jose brought it up because it. We didn't do anything to really protect the sanctity of the game. It could have been perverted. So a credit to you for not.
So for me, it was ego. Like I just didn't want. Like it was more about my ego staying intact and knowing that I would get major shit for that.
Thank you for your service, Bridget. Thank you.
You're welcome. So honestly, that's what it was. I will say something that's really good, and I think if people aren't following the competition too closely, something that was smart for you guys though, because during the regular season we could bet like what was it? Because remember I made like a $4 bet at one point. You just had to bet a total.
Yep.
So what was really smart that you guys did was that we had to bet 10% in each one, because for me I would not have put $233 on every single bet that I put out today.
No, and this line changed quite a bit as well. And this is, we force everybody. There's a mandatory bet and there's an in-game bet. This line changed today quite drastically, a 5-point shift because Memphis did not start all of their starters. Everybody was dealing with that same disadvantage. But yeah, to your point, you cannot just go really heavy on whatever your specialty. You can't just look at one game essentially.
Yeah.
But
you can't do what I did during the regular season.
Yeah, yes. And Tuchman did it as well. You showed your disdain.
Exactly. Yeah, we both did that at one point. But my point of I don't want people to be like, oh my gosh, well, she won the regular season. Obviously, she won the playoffs. It's like, no, actually, we had different rules. And I had a pretty good week last week. So
oh my God, you had one of the best weeks of this
that's
competition.
The best week of the contest, just skill wise, the amount they hit. But are you talking about your $4 bet, Bridget?
Yeah. From a couple weeks ago.
Look what Dennis writes on the chat. This is why we love Bridget. Still, her best moment was making a $4 bet to show her despise for the game that night.
Bridget stands right here. Me and Dennis stand up.
Yeah,
it's amazing. Well, I'm a big Bob stan, and Bob at the end because we would bet on the players every week, and Bob was getting beaten on early, and then you really turned it around. And right now, the last 4 weeks, Jimmy is so fried in his own kitchen. He's dunked himself in the deep fryer where that chicken and jalapeno came out of. He's deep frying his brain, and he cannot get anything right. And Bob, I took your advice. I put some action, and it's been a beautiful thing, Bob. It's because you figured it out very quickly, and you've done great.
Well, I think everyone counted both of us out pretty early, honestly.
Yeah, everyone was betting against us, Bridget. Look at us now.
But you know who I have this week, Bob.
I've already ordered your set of diapers on Amazon. Don't worry.
Thank you, Dom. Thank you very much.
Bridget stands.
That's love. That's love right there.
You don't you dare jinx yourself, because the last time somebody was coronated a little bit early on this very screen, on this very stage, Jimmy, when he coronated Tiffany Michelle, saying that she was the new leader.
I was like,
Then Bridget put in a $500. She put in a $500 live bet. That was incredible. That was so.
I never counted you out once, Bridget. Just never.
Oh wow!
But Bob, I've got you this week, Bob, and I had first choice, and I've got you this week. And when I heard that you were like chomping at the bit, like trying to get your action on Wednesday, I was like, this is right where I want.
I wanted to get in the game. I had some ideas.
So I'm all in on four. There was nobody else to pick because Jimmy and I will take out the two people that we bet previously. So Bridge, I won money on you last week. So
I
love
know
you.
that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
love you the most. And then so the girls were gone. Tuchman, as rest in peace, David Tuchman is gone. So Jon Orlando again. The guy's so dashing is a word I'd like to use for Jon Orlando. and I'm one more time he's gonna lose me money. Last week again, was there a UFC fight on, and he came on, and me and Little Clements jumped on it, and he just lost me more money all the time. He's gonna lose me $200 this week. He's cast a spell on me. You guys are a little too charming.
That's what Johnny O does, man. He gets those baby blues working on you. I'll tell you.
He was mad today. He wanted the competition to go another week.
Yeah, we need to stop here because it's that we're in between the third and fourth quarters, Bridget. So this is a great time for you to get in on your.
Yeah, I need to do something here. Jose, you want to make my bet?
I don't, because I don't know shooty hoops, but I'll put up my fours because it's the fourth quarter, though.
I hate when he calls it shooty hoops. That's one of my.
Yeah, I'm from Venezuela, dude. We don't do basketball. Shout out to Grievous Vasquez.
Shooty hoops.
No, but that's what I'm saying though. Like NBA is not NBA and college basketball are a totally different game. But oh my gosh, as much as I love Tiff, you know what pissed me off the other day was when she came on here and was like, you can't go college when you've been raised on pro. And I just was like,
oh yeah,
what?
Oh yeah, she did say that.
She did. And I'm like, they're different. You know, they're different games.
You got to love that Tiffany Michelle moxie, though. I'll tell you.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, she got me fired up.
That piss and vinegar. That's what she's got, is that piss and vinegar.
Oh, it was great.
We have a great group of cappers watching the show. North Enders just joined us as Bridget is high energy. And Bridget crushes. And I think the funniest, when I look back at the season, we talk about Bob's $50 at plus 1,400, a non-quarterback to throw a touchdown just because we were watching the game and it was pretty magical. But for me, the funniest part of the season is when I thought that Tiff she had moved into first place for like 20 minutes. And I thought she was going to win the competition, make me this money. And then Bridget's watching and puts in a $500 live bet for me. So I would shut up.
That's big Bridget energy right there.
Big Bridget energy.
Get it right.
Yeah, man. Big Bridget.
Hey, Bridge, Dennis Garcia is an incredible capper, and he's giving you a little tip here. Just put the minimum you can on under 224.5.
Okay, so minimum is 50.
Correct.
Yeah. Let's do it.
I'm with Dennis on that one. That under, there's no way they're going to hit the over on this thing.
Dennis can take the reins on that for me.
All right.
Jesus, take the wheel.
Oh my God. Okay. The other thing that Bridget did, and this is I don't know. Yes, it was the final week of the regular season. You were in the basement.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you were getting checked out, but you were like, I want to put $480 on a parlay. I'm like, Bridget, you can't. And you're like, I just want to put my maximum on. I'm like, this girl's trying to lose all her money. She puts $180 on a 3 or a 4 gamer, and I'm like,
it was like 4 or 5, I swear.
We had to pull it back. You weren't able to use that much money, but you wanted to put you had to spread it around. You're like, just give me the most you can on that.
I thought by the end of the regular season, I thought we could just bet whatever.
Well, yeah, but you ended up winning that 180. That won you the regular season, and it put you in control. And then the week 1 was gross. I think Jon Orlando maybe won it with 0, and then and then things, and Tuchman came into the playoffs and he got the brakes beaten off of him.
Yeah,
but
then serious skill showing. You know, it started off with that really tough week, but Kip, and we saw really impressive action. Like there was clearly skill, sharper and sharper action as we went on. Wouldn't you say, Kip?
Oh, 100%. Even in the playoffs, it started, and then I think week 2, everybody was black, and then week 3 was incredible. Bob, you had a great week last week. Bridge, obviously, Jimmy and I think that might have been the best week that we've seen this entire competition. So,
I love numbers so much, right, Kip? I tell you about all the time, and that's why I love baseball so much. So, the week that you had is the best week, we believe. I'll go double check a couple things, but I believe it was the best week of the season. It certainly was a percentage of your bets that hit. Mm-hmm. And then the amount of cash you had, all of it is going to be tracked as we continue the seasons. And so we'll have a Hall of Fame, we'll have a leaderboard, what are the best seasons. And,
first ballot.
And also, what are the biggest bets to cash? $500. That was, and this is what Dennis says, he says that was the same night, amazing legend shit. He says Jimmy crowning Tiff and Bridget bets 500 live on the under. It's,
BBE. Big Bridget energy. Tiffany Michelle.
I remember seeing that, and I'm like, no way. I'm like, I love her, but no, like you just gotta go balls to the walls here, all or nothing. Like,
Yo, that was like a 1.5 cover too, wasn't it, Jimmy? Wasn't it?
I
Wasn't
was watching. I mean, this was while I was streaming. I thought like I had an ulcer. Like,
there was 20 seconds left in the game, and if they scored 2 points, you were going to lose. And I believe they were down by 5. So what you would expect is if someone's fouled, if a basket. So and then
someone's at the line. Yep.
It took like 13, 14 seconds, and then there was a turnover, and then the game just ended, and I was gobsmacked because I lost. I had my action. I think I was like I had plus 5.5, and they lost by 6, I believe. Oh, we have Naya in the house. Naya, what's happening?
Just say what's up, everybody.
What's up, Naya?
Hi.
We got bodies.
Guys.
A lot of bodies on the stream today.
Get the cat, Bubba. Careful, the door's open. She says hello. She just brought her dad down some food. She says what's up.
Was it a chicken on a stick?
Nah, she brought me down some pasta.
I tried to bring my father some food and he wouldn't eat it. So,
Bridget, I'm in San Antonio.
On a stick.
Yeah, where are you eating?
I'm in San Antonio, so I got the fried chicken on a stick, and it's delicious, and I want to eat it right now.
Eat it. I mean, I'm eating.
Bridget, I have a question.
Bridget hasn't stopped.
That's true.
Since this damn thing started streaming.
I haven't eaten all day, okay? So I just
do it, Bridget. You hit a parlay for like $500. You can do whatever you want.
That's right. You're allowed to feed your face on national television.
Exactly. Jimmy, do these people know that you're my dad too?
No.
Well, that's a twist of all this.
That is a twist. We waited till the very final week to bring out Jimmy's love child.
Secretly on Maury.
Well, guys, I want to give you my love for having me on the show. Thank you.
Good luck, Bob. You've been the greatest.
I appreciate it. I got to sign off because I got to fly out of here at 4 a.m. So,
are you running with the show?
I got to go to Chicago. So, filming in Chicago this weekend. So if anybody's out there, come out and see me at the Hard Rock. It'll be fun.
Bob Guiney at the Hard Rock.
Bob Guiney hosting at the Hard Rock in Chi-Town.
Yeah. Gary, Indiana, technically. So I guess it's not exactly Chi-Town. But
Gary. Is that where the Jacksons are from?
If I got to lose to anybody, which I haven't lost yet, but if I got to lose to anybody, I'm so thankful that it's you. I had always thought you and I were going to be the final two standing, so I'm glad that we're here
here's the
together.
thing. Bob and I have the same betting mentalities. Our $4
That's right.
bets, like, come on.
That's right. We're going to win or die trying, man. That's how it goes.
From a $4 bet to a $500 live bet. The Bridget Case story.
Yeah, there it is.
That story. I'm ready to write it.
Well, thank you guys. Thanks for having me on the Best Better. Much love.
You're a class act, Bob. Have a great show tomorrow and all weekend, my man.
Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you, Kip. Jose, great meeting you, buddy.
Sucks second place, Bob.
Thank you, man. Second place is first loser. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yes. You're a loser. Bridget, we're riding. Bridget, we're doing it.
Come on, Jose. Yeah, boo.
Bye, guys.
We love you, Bob.
Jeez, Jose.
Did the glasses, when I put the glasses on, I just become a heel, you know?
I love it. I freaking love it. It's all good. I want to stay on here forever, but I should probably get back to my audience.
Counters to go.
They're watching me and they're like, we can't hear the other. I don't care.
Bridge, next week we need you. So
you got it.
All right. All love. Thank you so much.
Great work.
Thanks, Bridget, guys, for everything. You're killing it.
Thank you.
Bye.
There she is, about to be crowned the best better, Bridget Case. Bridget Case.
Yo, man, depending on, Bucks are still getting pumped. But,
I think it's mathematically impossible.
Impossible.
Yeah. Because she cashed Fresno. She cashed Fresno State. So I believe that was our champion right there.
I don't know. I mean, again, like, John's got some big cashers too.
You're right. John's got a couple huge parlays.
If you guys do this again and steal this chip from Bridget, I will be just crestfallen.
Well, we'll always be the champion of season 1.
She's going to be our inaugural champion. When nobody will be able. If it happens, we can't take it.
Yeah, first ballot Hall of Famer right there.
You know what I love? You guys are on the same mic, and like Jose has put his mic up so hot, and Look at Jose stealing every shot with those glasses, Sperminator over there, and
That's what they call me.
he puts his mic up to 11.
Yep.
Jimmy's at a casual 4 or 5.
Well,
And
I talk into the mic.
You chased Bob off of the set.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
that was-
Yeah, you know, sometimes you need a wild card, and I guess that's my role in this
I
this
love
stream
it.
today. I wasn't expecting it, you know.
Yeah.
I actually have our close personal friend Lodal's waiting for me because I have to wait for after this game, but you know, it has to be done. And Kip, I just wanted to come in here and make fun of your hat primarily, but you know that energy just kept on going.
No, you did, and it hurts. It did hurt.
He did coin the term "Big Bridget Energy."
That's BBE. That's pretty good. Big Bridge Energy.
Well, that was enough.
You have to have it. I mean, this side of the table has it. I hope that you can find it at the end of this game.
Well, now I'm going to be selfish now.
Oh.
You know, Bridget is going to be our champ, it looks like. Now I need the Suns to cash. Come on, JaVale. You're bigger. Come on. I'm worried. I think, you know, I mean, I'm happy I got them.
Where you got them. Yeah, hell yeah.
But still, like, a losing bet's a losing bet. You know, who cares? I get a big favorite at even money. I mean, the Grizzlies are doing anything they want right now.
Yo.
Yeah.
We need Book and Paul back. So they're resting, right? Like, I don't think they're in foul trouble.
Oh, they're just resting, yeah.
Right? So if Phoenix wants this game, but maybe Phoenix doesn't need this game either, right?
They don't need it.
So, I mean, it's the battle of the twos,
Oh, that's
the second squads.
You know,
I think it's still early. I think it's still early for Devin Booker and Chris Paul. 7 minutes left.
we have more action here coming from our chat. Dan Kelly, third quarter, New Orleans Pelicans pick'em -110. So sorted on home team second of a back-to-back, first game home after a trip, last 3 weeks of the season. So that's he's a legend of the database, basketball NBA database. So home team, second of a back-to-back, first game home off a trip, last 3 weeks of the season. He's going to be on the second half under. And then Slaughter, our guy, Slaughter is 2 a.m., Japan, 1, soccer's back, Kawasaki Frontale. Kawasaki Frontale -130.
Oh, man. Look at Slaughter. You want to talk about dexterity and look at that bet.
Oh,
Tonight at 2 a.m. Japan soccer is back. Damn, love that. All right, Paul is back on the court, which is good news.
Yeah.
By the way, I think I'm going to get involved in this game now. I think I want to feel something again. And I guess I have to bet the Suns, right? I can't not bet again. I can't get a bet against you. That'd be mean.
Well, no, if you'd like it. What would they be live right now, the Suns?
Let's find out.
I got it frozen at +6.5. I can't get in.
Half? How did this happen?
6.5.
Ugh. Oh my gosh.
It's just ridiculous at this point. I'm going to zoom out the camera so I don't have to sit so close to you.
Okay. Okay, come on, Chris. Can you take over the game, please? Oh man, even he can't hit a bucket.
Man.
All right, well, I feel like I just tossed
Seven.
$200 away.
7.5 now.
This is not good.
No.
Oh,
No. We need Book.
this is not good. I guess maybe it was just lazy waiting for the big favorite to become even money.
It's kind of bright in here, huh?
No.
So what can you get your Phoenix Suns at right now, Moneyline? It's probably like +200 plus, right?
They're not offering it.
Yeah, I don't see anything right now, Jose.
I just want to sweat a little bit, Kip. Is that all I can ask for?
No, I mean, you get into the sauna. That's what the man comes to do. Coming in there, chill out.
Maybe we should call this the sauna.
The sauna, that's not bad.
I'm a nonplussed. I'll tell you that much. Nonplussed.
About the sauna or the game?
The game, because I'm off to a pretty strong evening thus far. Let's move over to NHL. So just to show how my season, Edmonton's up 4-1. There we go.
Needed it.
But that's in the first period too. They're just so. Do you want some real wild stats? Came out today on in my show earlier today. You know that their Edmonton Kip is going for their 9th straight win at home.
Beautiful.
Listen to this. To tie the franchise record.
Wow.
So the Gretzky-led Oilers.
That's it. I thought they just ran through everybody.
I just couldn't believe that. was astonished at that stat. There was a couple others that I'll pull out here, but I got the Oilers -1, so they're up 4-1. I got Vegas later tonight. But just to show how I'm running in hockey, I'm just running so bad. I had the Sabres first period at +140, and they were up 3-1. Let's see how much time left. They were up 3-1. Let's get to the box score. Oh,
it's all those tabs you got open, Jimmy. Maybe we should close some.
so I'm busy.
Of March 8th notes.
So they're up 4-1 with 3 minutes left they're up 3-1 with 3 minutes left in the first period, and I've got them +140. And the Predators scored 2 goals in the last 2 minutes and 37 seconds to push it. Come on.
Whack.
Dan Kelly says no overtime's back in the day. Yeah, we talked about that. I mean, there were ties, I guess, that must have slowed down those winning streaks. But still you think the Gretzky, Curry, Glenn Anderson, Paul Coffey, those teams would have won 9 straight.
Same. Yeah. By the way, have you guys talked about how this NBA TV feed is just basically all about the refs right now?
Yeah, why, is something special going on?
I don't know. I just keep seeing flashes of the refs, and let me tell you, when I come to watch a basketball game, I'm here to watch the refs.
So the Grizzlies are going to move to 20-2. 20-2.
You already writing them off?
But that's what they're going to go do without John Morant.
Unbelievable.
So their starting 5 is back on the court, and they have 7 minutes. Can Jake Crowder get started? No.
Starting 5 is back on the court. I do like that. I mean, it's a chance. This is exactly the type of situation that you want to see how your starters react.
I cannot believe this.
Oh man.
North Anderson thought the over was cooked in the wings game, but got the push at least. Nice work.
Jose, have you been making money in the last week? Oh Christ.
Well, Kip, I'm going to start making money as of April 7th because baseball is back. Opening day is coming. It's going to be great. I think I'm going to end up moving on the Toronto Blue Jays to win the AL East, as much as it hurts me, but they're kind of a wagon.
Who do you support in baseball again, Jose?
I'm a Red Sox fan. So
wow, okay, all right.
Yeah,
I gotta thank you. I gotta thank you for Mookie Betts. I'm a Dodgers fan.
Well, you're welcome. I'm glad that I could give your poverty franchise an all-star, a superstar.
We needed that. We needed it. We didn't have enough money. I'll tell you this though. Mookie Betts got me back more involved in liking the Dodgers. I think that got me excited about even just kind of like watching baseball more.
He's the best player in baseball that's not named Ohtani or Trout. He's not named. I mean, he's fantastic. I would have given him all the money. I watched him play in the minor leagues.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I grew up in the single A baseball place where the Red Sox play, and I remember a guy named Mookie. It's not hard to forget his name.
Yeah.
No, he's the greatest, and I hope your poverty franchise loses, and I appreciate the 2018 World Series. So.
Oh man, what I mean that it would be nice to see the Jays. That is a tough division. The Dodgers are in a tough division, but
does it really matter though? I mean, you've got more money than King Midas, so
it's like King Midas, as I was told. Yeah, they got money. They definitely have money, but Padres, Giants.
Well, you also have Irvin, the worst general manager across sports and everything. Shout out to Magic Johnson for ruining the Lakers too. I appreciate that. By the way, winning time, fantastic. Even though you see Magic Johnson just going to town on some box for like half the episode, shout out to the winning time.
Yeah, it's like a comic book, but it's once you're like it's a cartoon or a comic book, and it's not really based in fact. It's fun. Yeah.
You're telling me that Magic Johnson didn't go down?
No, he absolutely did. But I'm just saying, like some of the other
Jerry West and Phil Jackson, who apparently is a weirdo.
Pat Riley.
Pat. Yeah, I don't know why they made Pat Riley the weirdest dude out there, who apparently like can't get a job, and when in reality Pat Riley is a cool, good looking dude. So
exactly.
What a reverse. My God. John Morant looks healthy as hell on the sidelines.
Yeah, he's jumping around like crazy. Wow, boys. I didn't think that Memphis is – oh, man. This is kind of a statement game for Memphis.
Oh,
We're
yeah, it
going.
is.
You know what I mean? Like we don't even need to beat you with our best. You know like that's a little bit of a rope a dope. Oh man, come on, Aiden. There you go.
That's a really nice reverse. Shout out to, is that Conchar or whatever his name is? I mean,
yeah, they love it.
when are you seeing that?
The one thing you notice about the Grizzlies, they like each other so much.
Yeah, it's my favorite part about him.
Oh, come on, get it! What? Why are you not paying attention? Who was that? Was that Bridges?
Yeah.
I mean, Jake Crowder did all the work there. Ugh.
I'm glad that I put in a significant wager on the Suns to win the Western Conference 2 days ago at even money. I think they're just too good. But this is the Grizzlies were the only team that I'd be worried about just because they like each other so much.
Come on, that's not offensive.
Yeah, it's offensive. Slow mo can't get rid of that one. Shout out to slow mo too.
Wow,
Dennis Garcia, LeBron playing tonight. Is that facts?
that's facts.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, facts.
What an asshole that guy is.
Amazing. Well played by him.
Well, actually, I won't. I'll save my thoughts about LeBron for another time. Kiprios, when you're here,
Thank you.
hash out my LeBron thoughts.
Yeah, well, I mean, coming from a guy who doesn't really like basketball, I can't wait to hear your take on.
You're welcome. I'm also a Celtics fan too, if it makes you feel better.
I'm here's the way I look at it. Like basketball, I am married to the Knicks, unfortunately, which is a horrible marriage. But then like I've had a kind of a crush on the Celtics for a few years. And the Dubs were kind of like porn, you know what I mean? Like they played such a beautiful brand of basketball. But I'm not mad at you for the Celtics. That's been a really fun, gutty team, and even their turnaround this year has been a lot of fun to watch. So I'm not mad.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at your Celtics.
Well, I mean, the Celtics have some of the worst luck in the NBA in the last couple of years. They just refuse to stay healthy too, which is the worst part about being a Celtics fan. However, at least I'm not a Lakers fan. That's all that matters.
Or a Knicks fan. But I do believe in things like that. I think they did Isaiah Thomas incredibly dirty.
Yes, they did. Yeah, I went to go watch them that year. I actually watched them here. I had like the best seats of my life, like 2 rows away from courtside. And Isaiah Thomas didn't play that game. But
it's the worst part about the NBA and now like the sitting rules, Yep. But I mean, Isaiah might have been genuinely banged up that night, but
yeah. I mean, his hip was on his like other body. I don't know what the hell that guy. He's a machine. Shout out to the King of the Fourth, man.
Oh, dude, so great, and like that guy bled for the Celtics. But in retrospect, you're Brad Stevens. Do you make that trade? I suppose 10 times out of 10, you do, and you're just heartless though. And I think that's probably what it takes to be a great GM. But I do think that it sets like players. Anthony Davis's dad was like, he's not going to Boston. A year or two after that whole thing happened, people are like,
Jimmy's begging for technicals. That's the port of the night we're going for now.
Are you talking about the flagrant, like the offensive?
Yeah, not the flagrant. Just he was just beaking off at the ref afterwards.
Oh, I got you. Well, hang on. Who got thrown out from Memphis in the game? Was it the coach or the assistant?
I can't get anything yet.
It's going to be a struggle to get over 100 for the Suns.
Yeah, that live bet. Why didn't I just listen to Dennis Garcia when he said live bet under 224.5? And that right away went to 225.5, and now it's like
Big Bridget is going to hit another one too. Going to hit another one.
Oh, they can't hit a bucket. I mean, this is just stupid. Jake Crowder's still battling.
Jake Crowder's still bad. Former Celtic. I respect the fact that he wears number 99 though.
Yeah, that's love.
All right, I'm disappointed.
Didn't some hockey player wear that once?
Gordie Howe twice. Twice. Monsieur Hockey. Who's your hockey team, Jose?
The Bruins.
You're all Boston.
I know goalies, yeah, except for the Patriots. I hate the Patriots. I'm a Jets fan.
Yeah, you and I are aligned there.
We can talk. We can talk a while for that. By the way, Tyreek Hill, that bastard, man.
I know he got us so excited. But have you heard about DK Metcalf?
Yeah, I'll believe that. I got my hopes up a lot for Tyreek Hill. He's a former Oklahoma State Cowboy for a year, and then he beat up his pregnant girlfriend. But we don't talk about that.
We don't talk about that.
Shout out to punting or Bob Stoops punting. But no, I got my hopes up for that. But now DK Metcalf, I mean, he's known for menages. So him and Zach Wilson could do some bonding that way. I don't know. I'm just excited to see what the Jets do, and I just want them to have a competent season. That's all I ask for.
I want Zach to show that he belongs as a starting quarterback in the NFL. I want him to take Josh Allen leaps in his second season. And, it's not like Josh Allen was a perfect quarterback in his second season, but if you look at their rookie seasons, Zach and Josh Allen touchdown to interception, there's a couple of stats that are similar. They both had pretty poor first seasons, but Josh Allen's mechanics really figured it out. So I just want it, there's nothing worse than cheering for a franchise and not having a dude.
Oh yeah, it's so sad. I've never had a good quarterback in my lifetime, which is weird.
Favre had a couple good years.
Well, Favre was actually one of the reasons why I became a Jets fan. I bought the Madden with Brett Favre on the cover with the Jets. It was the year that he got. I guess they started with the Packers, and he did his whole thing. And then he ended up sending some dick pics here or there. We'll talk about that later too. But no, shout out to Mark Sanchez, the best Jets quarterback in my lifetime.
Well,
and Fitzpatrick.
Yeah. Oh, I love Fitzpatrick, man. Loved him.
How about Jeremy Curley? Jimmy? Legend.
Not enough.
Legend on the Jets. All right. 8-point game. Yeah. That's not bad. 8-point game, 2 minutes left, Kip.
Oh, man. We need to move this. I'm so far behind you guys. If you guys want to give me the highlights, let me know. Let me know what's going down. All right. I just saw the Chris Paul 3, the pull up. That's how far behind I am.
Okay, good.
The Clippers are up 147-107 on the Bucks.
Is that good?
It's just a very difficult game to cap that one.
Holy smokes. Holy smokes.
I love Dan Kelly's action on Washington Wizards today. That was just spectacular work.
Holy smokes. Bob Guiney, 147. That your man got in on the Warriors early?
On the Wizards, yeah. But he also...
Pardon me, Wizards, sorry.
He was so confident in the Wizards that he bet them +3 at +250. And then he took them in the third quarter when they were already up 20. And the idea being, will the favorite come back? And his database said no. And so then he cashes that too. I mean, he's a monster.
Hey, was the best bet that you guys have seen out there still the Peacocks over?
Moneyline.
Yeah, this +600. Is that is that the best one that you guys have hit? Has anybody hit any monsters since you guys have been out there?
No.
At the track?
No, I don't think they were like huge. No, I don't remember because we put a big pick 5 together, a pick 6 or something like that.
Yeah,
a huge one, and it lost in the first race, and that was like a whole bunch of pool. Then that happens with pick 5s and pick 6s. It's not a big deal, you have to get used to that happening and not let it ruin your day or whatever. No, I don't think there were any real big scores. The Peacocks at +625, I think.
I thought you were talking about your back tat.
No,
that was pretty funny. That was a good bet.
I was pretty confident that the Peacocks weren't going to win the NCAA championship.
That's fair. That's fair. Did you know I dyed my hair blue once for the show or for the channel? It was bright like a Smurf blue, and then it turned into a nice like green.
What did you lose?
It was we got to 1,000 YouTube subscribers, so I had to be done.
Wow, that was if you got to 1,000.
Yeah.
That's dope.
What are you gonna do for 20K?
I don't know. I was thinking about like consequences for the baseball season if I'm a negative capper or something like that. But,
what about nipple ring?
No, that would hurt. That would really, that would not feel good. I don't want to feel pain.
Ring.
You can ice the nips. You'll be okay.
Yeah. I've got little brownies, but I mean, come on.
Might look them a little bit better. Maybe a little swell them out a little bit, right? Ice those nips.
I think I kind of want my nipples to be smaller than larger, to be honest. Okay.
All right.
I don't know about you. I don't know what you're into.
Just for your breast. You want some areola. You don't want to just have those 23-year-old man breasts. You want like an areola around that as well, like a little sand dollar. When
a sand dollar.
Just a thought, right?
Sure. I've never heard of the term sand dollars when it comes to boobs.
Nipple, yeah.
You're gonna start using it.
Yeah, I mean, I can't stop saying polluted now, unfortunately.
No. Sorry.
So yeah, no,
I'm so polluted.
Yeah, terminology just runs off on me. I just pick up what I hear, and
I said it too many times, but my womb was so polluted, so I said it over and over and over again.
it was his drunk phrase. Like, I'm just chauffeuring Jimmy around. He's just whispering in my ear, "Oh my God, my womb is so polluted." And he just noises too. It's not half of it's not even words too. It's just groans. So yeah, that's what I've learned about my friend Jim the Bag here.
Yeah. Jose, you got to come up north, man. Have you been to Canada?
No, I again, Jimmy's never invited me. I've always wanted to go see the Great White North. I want to meet E-Dog and Thick Thighs Carter, but who knows? I guess I'm not welcome. Who knows?
Well, he got E-Dog a very sweet gift, and whenever he calls Ella E-Dog, she stops him. She says, "That's not my nickname." She says, "That's not my nickname."
Well,
because she has a nickname that she's proud of.
Ella, yeah, but
no, Hootie.
Oh, right.
Hootie.
Hootie, I forgot. Hootie.
Where'd she get the name Hootie?
Well, I went before when we were like, trying to have a baby. They're like, "What are you going to name your baby?" And I would always say, Hootie if it was a girl, and Balloon if it was a boy. No, sorry, Hootie if it was a boy, and Balloon if it was a girl. Balloon. And I was serious about it, and then our first child we thought was going to be a boy, just because I always wanted to have a boy, and so I was like,
just because you wanted it, just that's fair.
And so when she was born, we like when she was in the belly, we were like, Hootie's in there. That's a foul, right? 3 shots. That's not a 3-shot foul.
Devin Booker's a coward, I guess.
How is that not a 3-shot foul?
Oh, that's ours. That's
still
ours.
Yeah, but that should have been a 3-shot foul.
Devin, make up for it right here. There we go. 3 points. Take it 106-111.
Wow.
By the way,
this is crazy.
I've already told Helga that our firstborn's middle name is going to be Fenway. So
that's cool. I like that.
Well,
out of the way.
She refuses, but that won't. Oh, there's another good trap. Well, what are we doing? No, that's it's going to be a thing. So shout out to future Fenway.
That's a dope name. That's a great nickname, or pardon me, great middle name.
Well, I mean, and that's male or female. That's so tough.
There's a game set match.
That's so tough.
Shit,
that's Canada's zone right there.
Yeah, Brooks, man.
How'd that feel? That hurts. Yeah, no, that's male or female too. So I hope it's a boy, but if it's a girl, it's still gonna be Fenway.
That's sweet. I'm proud of naming Carter after Vince and Joe.
No, it's great.
Yeah, I thought you hated Vince. Or no, that's Pavone.
No, God no. I'm proud of that because he's born in Toronto, and so name him after the 2 most important. I guess if you want to take most important athletes in Toronto, maybe you need to say like Daryl Sittler or something like that. But
who?
I don't think so.
For me, it's just no question. It's Vince and Joe. Wow, this is our final live game of the 10 season, and
let me put my shades on. I'm gonna cry.
I just lost $200 on it too.
Yeah, I lost 75.
I'm glad that our spirits are high.
Yeah, we've been able to keep the energy up. Can we at least how many rebounds does does Brooksy have?
I'll pull it up right now.
By the way, I just got a message from our close personal friend, and he said that we're on Denver third quarter money line and second half -2.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Denver. Sorry, can you repeat that? Just so I have it in my head?
Yeah. Our friend said, hold on. Denver third quarter money line -150. You know, our close personal friend doesn't give a damn about how high that juice is, and second half -2.5.
Okay.
Second half -2.5.
Oh man,
that's how you make your money back, right there, Kip.
Dylan Brooks is spectacular. I watched him in person on Wednesday night. He was the best player on the floor. He's mean. He's got this edge about him where he's tough. He's mean. He's so good. So good. No, he's got 4 boards, Brooks.
He got it.
No, it's 4.5.
Ooh. Oh shoot! I thought it was.
Hold on. Why don't we just get a board right here? Let's get a garbage time board.
I thought it was 3.5.
No, 4.5 plus money.
Let him get it off. No, Brooks, get down there, Brooks. Ah, damn it, Devin Booker too good hitting the 3.
Nothing but Nelly. Wow.
Nothing but Nelly, huh? I like all your references. They're all so dated, and I don't know any of them, and they tickle me.
Yeah. That's funny.
How many times have you said nothing but Nelly, Kiprios?
Yeah, it's the first time I've even heard it. I loved it though. I'm trying to find this Jon Orlando bet.
What I got here,
Oh, it is over 4.5 at plus 128. Yep. Foot. I don't know. Foot on the line there.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Let's talk about our champion.
Hell yeah.
She really, really proved herself. We really have a legitimate champion of season 1. She cashed a big parlay that that you could say, oh, well, one lucky parlay or whatever. The $500 live bet was the best bet in the whole contest, and then follows that up the next week with, I think, clearly the best week that we've seen, where she just cashed everything. She cashed women's basketball 3-game parlay, then she went into the men's basketball, then she had North Carolina to come out of the East bracket. Like, it was so we put a very eclectic group, a very interesting group together, and they weren't professional sports bettors. And I wasn't sure if that was if we were going to get a real worthy champion, and we have one. So shout out to Bridget Case.
Let's get her on the show again.
Yeah, she was incredible, absolutely incredible. Very, very, very impressive work. I can't even imagine when I'm live crowning her rival on the show that she would drop a $500 live bet. I mean, that's just
To spite you.
Just to spit in your mouth.
Well, I don't know about that, but it was very impressive.
Noise right there was what really did it for me.
I can't remember if we put money on it because there's bets that aren't tracked. I know that I bet that Jon Orlando wouldn't be done after week 2 with Tuchman, but I don't know how much was bet there. I know it over. I thought that somebody was going to finish with plus money. But I don't know if you and I ever got down on if we ever put that in.
The first week was rough.
It was disgusting.
So the first week was rough. So it was easy to be like, oh, what are we going to get? But man, we have a champion that must come back. So we must find a good spot for her to come back. Maybe NFL season or something like that.
I think she'll come back.
Yeah, I think we have to have or maybe season 6 we have the 5 champions.
Oh, that's clever.
Maybe that's the best way to do it.
And then Bridget will really solidify her case as
the best better.
That's better. I was doing the Peter Loshak pause. Sorry, guys.
It was a good pause.
I was pregnant.
I can't believe I got chumped into the Suns.
This game's really not over, guys. It's
by the way, that under 224.5.
Oh no!
Yeah. How many points have they scored? So that's why. So our big bet. Well, I'm not sure how big it'll be, but I imagine that I'll have at least 2, probably maybe 250 is our first half under in Duke, North Carolina. All the pressure on them in that spot with all the famous people that are going to be in the arena.
Yeah, and there's a JJ Redick curse. Duke always loses when JJ's there. Remember that? They lost on the senior night and ever since
hilarious.
Downhill. So just join the North Carolina bandwagon.
Yeah, so that'll be. So
that's a no.
I certainly know that's going to be a big bet for me tomorrow. The first half.
Yeah, we have a 5-hour drive. Kiprios, I'm actually going to be sleeping in the same dwelling. I was going to say sleeping with, but Jimmy would have freaked out. With Jimmy and sleeping in a hotel room with Jimmy. Do you have any?
What?
Yeah.
This is the first I heard about this.
Yeah, we're shacking up together. Me and you, same bed.
Well, come on.
Kiprios, do you have any, I would say recommendations? Anything I should know?
Perhaps? Yeah, you need to be gentle with him. And before, he's not sleeping well, so you need to sing him a song. He'll probably want some Boys to Men, End of the Road. That always makes him happy.
I want to apologize.
Yeah, and he'll finally get back to sleep. But just be gentle. Just be very gentle with him.
Just know I sleep with sharpened chopsticks. That's the only thing you really need to know.
No, what I know about Jimmy is that he actually just doesn't sleep. He just sits there all night with his eyes open, a chopstick in his hand, just waiting for someone to try it.
Capping, prepping. But I don't have to prep for a few days.
Hey, so are you tomorrow? You're not going to be live. You're just going to be watching the game, Jimmy.
Yeah, I'm not live. I'm not live again.
I love
Yeah,
it.
this is our last time live on camera
not-
beside each other.
Yeah, I'm not live again.
I'll probably get whacked after this.
I'm
Yeah, you
gonna-
will.
I'm gonna relax for a minute here.
I think whoever I've Bob and all those guys, I think I'm gonna get whacked. They're gonna send someone after me after this appearance.
I can't believe all that my good capping today. I throw $200 away live.
Yeah, you get. I mean, because it's the moment. It's like being here. You want action on the game. We didn't get our quick one parlay in, our quick hitter before, and shoot, that line kept moving. We were looking good at half. We should have. I know we shouldn't have, but I mean, it would have been a wonder to see what the bots were offering to get us out of that bet because the line had changed so much.
Yeah,
and now Tiffany has thrown that $50 away.
Minus 250, which but when it was minus, then it got to minus 275, minus 280, and
you're lucky a little bit because I think it's going to be a push between Jon Orlando and Tiff.
Because both be eliminated.
Well, they're both going to have no money. We should have said who had the most money before they lost it, but I didn't protect it.
You're right.
I didn't protect my action. I didn't think about it.
You're right.
Right. So if they're both out,
I don't think they're both going to end up with $0. But why do they only have huge parlays left?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I really don't know anything about the fights that she's got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 game. But that Raptors game won, right? The Raps won tonight.
Oh, easily they won. Well, I mean, it won by 13.
And then she's got the Raptors kind of everywhere. She does have the Raptors everywhere. Suns money line, throw that away.
Yeah, that one's done.
With her
so
Duke
Liverpool,
championship.
Kansas, and UConn. That actually has a chance.
Liverpool.
That has a chance. Well, there you have it. Final score 122-114. Game goes way over. I think I just put myself in a position to lose. Dennis Garcia was pregame on Memphis +8. And, these teams step up in these situations without players. We just see it time and time again. When they don't have their star player, they just step up across all sports. Great. Look at Dylan Brooks, man. He's mean out there, right?
Is he like the first mean Canadian? Because apparently you guys are very nice.
Well, I mean, Dave Semenko. I mean, I can think of a couple. Gino
Tiger
Ozzy.
Williams. Tiger Williams was a nice guy.
Creative player names.
Tiger Williams. He goes on a plane to represent Canada, and as soon as he gets off the plane, remember he goes to visit the army. And as soon as he gets off the plane, he's arrested. I don't know if that's the kind of toughness that we want, but you're right, tough guy. Wow.
See, that's my guy right there. I gotta stand up for Tiger. He's getting faded with Brian Burke. It's all love.
Yeah, no, I mean his his daughter,
Clancy.
and she was cool and always nice to us, and so nothing but love too. Wow, Bridget Case cementing her spot in the history of Best Bettor.
I gotta give her a standing O.
Oh wow, look at that! Atta boy. Hey, you guys might jinx this thing. This is not completely done. Yeah. Wow.
No, if we did jinx it, it would be hysterical.
It
would be amazing. We have half an hour of you guys coronating this woman.
I would hate to see it personally.
I already did it to Tiff. You guys watching, thank you so much for your support here at Best Bettor. Dennis Garcia.
Yes, Dennis.
He's been a legend, man. He's just always rolling with us and such a great capper, and we thank you so much. North Ender, Jordy Nordman, Dan Kelly, Dennis Trusty, Dabby Cabs, all these great cappers hanging with us, and we truly thank you for the support. With Jeff Slaughter, Slaughter's got his $1,000 bet. It's tipping off in like 5 minutes.
Good.
Amazing.
Chris, has anyone ever told you look like Dylan Brooks?
Oh yeah, I get it all the time. They call me Brooksy in these parts.
All right, Brooks.
Around the way.
Wow, spectacular performance throughout 10 weeks of action, marathon, not a sprint, and Bridget Case was excellent. And this is our last live show of season 1 of Best Bettor. Kip, any closing words before we put a bow on this?
No, one, Jose, thank you. You've been great as well. So thanks for
Thanks.
rocking.
I
with
watch
us.
every week. Like I told you, I'm here for Bridget Case and your hat, Caprios.
I love it. The Sperminator with those shades, about to go rub one out in his hand. Wow, what a kid. But no, you've been great. So Jose, honestly, thank you for your help, support. Really appreciate you, Jimmy. It's been great. It's been fun. And I promise it's going to only get better. We're going to refine this. We're going to tweak it. We're going to make it better, more interactive. We're going to keep the transparency and keep the things that are good. And we're going to push through forward. And I hope to be able to make the people that are watching this make money for them and make money with them. So that's it. Bridget is in first. I think you guys have jumped the gun slightly, but she is looking incredibly good to win it all. And we'll see if Bridget Case wants a child with the middle name Fenway for you there, Jose.
It'd be, I'd cry.
I know. All right. I'm signing out, but all love. Enjoy the rest of your stay. Jimmy, I'll talk to you in a little bit for the best, better, and Play USA. Thank you so much for giving us a platform and somewhere to stay. And you know, Club Sports for helping us out as well. Huge shout out to Slaughter, man. So thank you from the best, better. I'm out of here. My name is Kiprios.
My name is Jimmy the Bag. Get that cash, that papier.